disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lomito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena Friday show. Friday shows are always relaxed. Really no topics, but that doesn't mean the show isn't gonna be fun. Actually, I think that the shows are better when there's no topics because anything goes, and we're gonna open the phone lines. Hopefully we get some crazies calling in again. As you all know, this is King Bucho. It's on your screen. The name King Bucho, BDA, or Mr. BDA, is getting pissed off. He's like, whoa, they're confusing me with King Bucho, blah, blah, blah. Well, here, it says King Bucho hosts. Alright, you see it on the screen? Alright. Anyways, I will be inviting people. But first, let's see what's in the chat. We have the Shepherd-Sons, of course. Apology was here? I think so. Box is saying Apology should jump on. Sure, let's get Apology in here. The Quacks, Saint Brit, Sakib, always in the chat. Triple JJJ. Game Time 79 says Bomb Squad. Boxing Spectrum, aka Gonzalo. Yeah, Mr. BDA is not here today, man. But if you wanna jump in, let me know. So I'll call you on Discord. Pete in the chat says I like Friday show because Bucho goes big shot on Mr. BDA. Yeah, exactly. I'm the mastermind behind the show, Pete. No, I'm joking. What else? All Boxing Talk and News says hyped for the fight tomorrow. Sure. I'm more hyped for I think it's Peter Quillin against Perro Angulo at some point. And Erislan De Lara is fighting as well. That's also very exciting news. What else? Anyways, the Quacks on the chat. What else? Who else? Anyways. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Let me start. I can't do this all at the same time. I can't even talk and do this at the same time. That's why I need Mr. BDA. Alright, Cameron is typing a message. Why is Usyk fighting a bum? Who is he fighting now? So he's not fighting Takam? Who the hell is he fighting? Alright. Gonzalo, I'm gonna call you. Pete, if you wanna join as well, Because now is the time. Now is the time. Let's see. Gonzalo. Alright, Gonzalo, you better pick up the phone. Gonzalo, you there? Whoa.
Yes, sir.
Alright. What's up? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Alright, perfect. Alright, so now I can send the links, I guess. Nope, I can't. How does this work? Anyways, who else wants to join in? Let me know.
I think Precise is awake. He just did a video.
Who?
Precise?
Okay, but I gotta send him the link or call him. Jesus. Anyways, let's get this started. Well, actually, let's get this started. Gonzalo, you get this started. Do you want to talk about anything? Oh, in the chat, guys. Let me know if you guys want to talk about any specific topic. Come on, guys. Step it up. All right, we have Pete. It says link me, Bush. Well, can I send the link? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call Pete.
You want to talk about Canelo-Kovalev?
Sure.
It's not even signed, but it's up to you.
Yeah, no, whatever. All right, hold on. I think I'm gonna drop for a few seconds and then I'm gonna jump back in. Oh, okay, I'm back. This is bullshit. All right, Pete's in here. What else? All right, Gonzalo. Yeah, let's talk about Kovalev and Canelo. What do you want? What do you think about this fight? I think you and I agree a little bit here that it's not such a one-sided fight as some people want to make it out to be.
No, I understand, how there's like this Canelo following that are really like fanboys and that are not objective at all. And they will not really look at the facts before they start fanboying and rooting for their fighter, And I have some valid points to make in Canelo's favor. And it really has to do with one weakness that I do perceive in a Kovalev having, and that's just basically, I'm gonna get down to it. It's a weak liver.
Okay.
And I know the straight punches that come down the middle. I mean, I was in the military. The easiest way to kill your enemy is to hit them in the chest because that's like a big target. If you miss to the chest, you're gonna hit them in the dome. And those basically what I'm trying to say. The straight punch to the solar plexus, to the cavity in the chest, it's really effective. And you can kind of hone in on the head if you're, throwing them straight shots. But naturally, a human being, like when you're in your boxing stance, you got your gloves up, your elbows are protecting the sides of your body. Basically, they're protecting your organs. This is like why, like a dog will not, lay belly up unless it feels really comfortable because it's always going to want to protect his organs. That's an animal. Human beings, our natural instinct is to protect our organs, our kidneys, and to get a straight shot, although it's a very damaging blow to the liver, is very hard because you have the elbows protecting the sides of your body. So when you have a long puncher in Kovalev that extends, once the punch flies, it's gonna go. You can't pull it back. It's gonna travel its distance, and if you're able to move your waist, you can get underneath that. You can't pull that punch back. So the punch is going to travel. It's going to, you missed. And you got that time to where if you're able to move your waist, you can get in position to punch. I know they want to say, okay, well, you can't. Canelo doesn't incorporate his offense with his defense. Yeah. That if he does move, he doesn't punch back. Well, naturally, if you dip your waist, you're in position already there to throw a body shot. Mm-hmm. And when you land that body shot, automatically, you're already transferring your weight to the other side to where you can correct. Think of driving. When you kind of like veer off a lane, you go one side, but then you correct to the other. If you want to balance yourself, the best thing to do is throw two shots. And if you see Canelo, he does that, you know. Anyhow,
Yeah,
but
that's a good
also,
point.
yeah,
Go
go ahead, Bucho.
No, go ahead.
Canelo parries punches very well. So you got, you got your elbows protecting you on your sides, and the gloves are meeting in the middle to where, they're also protecting, the pit of your stomach. Now, Anthony Yarde wasn't a real good boxer. He did have athleticism and power punching abilities, which he was able to do well in the 7th and the 8th round. But, Canelo is a versatile fighter, and he does protect. Look, okay, he does parry punches very good. Did you remember that first fight? Although he did get dominated and he should have deserved to lose, how he parried that power punch in the 10th round, where the crowd went all crazy, like wow, because they actually thought that he landed a punch, but what he actually did was he parried a punch, and he kind of like knocked off Golovkin off his axis. Remember that?
Yeah.
So he can parry punches. He's a strong guy. That at 175, he's a short, stout, stocky dude that can carry the weight. And basically, I do believe that Kovalev had the natural 175 pounder and is the strong guy, and he does exceptional body work. And I recognize Fight Film Carnival's video, and the work he put into it and bringing something out that hardly anybody had really noticed. That he lands a lot of body punches, but that doesn't mean that just because he lands a lot of body punches that he's not susceptible and vulnerable to having a weak liver, because he drinks vodka, because I saw that he was hurt by 2 punches and a guy in Yarde that hits very hard but doesn't sit down on his shots the way he should because he's not experienced, maybe like a Canelo Alvarez. And it's not just Canelo Alvarez. If Kovalev is weak to the liver, that's just my belief. But the fact that, Canelo Alvarez can go to the body, it doesn't really take much. When you have a weak liver, you can tap somebody there and hurt them. And if you got the long arms, when I said that, when the arm travels and you can get underneath that and score your shots, that's just bringing my case to where, it's not so much one-sided fight, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Before we continue, Bay Area Boxing says, thank you for your contribution, but he says, the Shep is a fruitcake. Man, Bay Area, come on. Why don't you get along with everybody in the chat? And your lucky Stu is not here today. Anyways, yeah, listen. Okay, but what about and Pete? You can chime in whenever you can. I was about to say, yeah. Does Canelo have enough power to hurt Kovalev? I'd say yes, just because Kovalev, he just looks so weak now. I don't understand. Maybe it has to do with what you're saying, Gonzalo, the alcohol consumption or overeat. He's an alcoholic, let's be honest. But I don't know. Point is, his body looks weak. I don't know why, but Canelo, he has to be like, 180 something? That's enough weight, in my opinion, to do some damage to Kovalev's body. Oh, and,
yeah, he's short, he's stocky, and he's a consummate body puncher. And Canelo, and you don't really have to be a big puncher upstairs to be able to punch hard to the body. Ask me, like, I'm not a professional boxer, but my specialty is going to the body, and I'm not a big puncher to where I'm heavy-handed, but I can score hard shots, with both hands, to the body. And I realized that, when I used to train, when I was going to become a boxer many, many years ago, I was able to drop people, and I could very seldomly do it to the head, but to the body, I would specialize on honing in and looking for that moment to where I knew if I hit somebody cleanly, to the liver, especially that I'm left-handed and that aligns with my stronger hand. I was confident in my abilities, and I think that Canelo, if anything, if he does have a shot, is doing that. Going downstairs. And he's got a respectable punch, but I mean, he is going up to weight.
Yeah, and some people claim, well, Canelo couldn't stop many middleweights. And even some 154 pounders. Why the hell is he going to be able to stop Kovalev? But, I mean, it also depends on the opponents, right? I think somebody mentioned Mosley, or I mentioned Mosley. I don't remember, but come on, man, Mosley. It also depends on the approach that Canelo takes. Like, I think he could have stopped Miguel Cotto, but for some reason he just didn't want to push that fight at the end. Even Morales said on the ESPN or something, like he was saying, I think Canelo could have stopped Miguel Cotto, but he just didn't want to. He knew he was winning the fight, I guess, and he just didn't want to pursue the knockout. So, it's not like he was unloading on Cotto, and Cotto like wasn't going down. I mean, what do you think about that? Well, let's get Pete in here as well. Pete, are you there?
Bucho, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, I have a question real quick, man.
Go ahead.
I have a programming question that only you can answer.
Okay.
If I got to go on mute for a couple more minutes, should I get the hell off of here, or should I just be on mute until it gets quiet?
Stay on mute until it gets quiet.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right. Let's see what people are saying in
Maxi
the chat.
Pat is calling us closet carnelitas.
Yeah, that's the problem. And then because we're Mexican, so it's
that's unfair, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna get it. But listen, Canelo has a lot of skills. Let's be honest, man. Because I mean, he lost the first fight against Golovkin, in my opinion, in the opinion of many. He lost that fight. He did some changes for the rematch. Nobody thought that Canelo was gonna fight the way he did in the second fight. Now, of course, because it's the PDs, it's the roids, whatever he took. Fine, but technically he did some changes. So you gotta give him credit for that. Now, to say that he's afraid of fighting Golovkin again, I mean, I don't know, man. Well, I don't think he's afraid of fighting Golovkin. I just think that Canelo, he wants to show Golovkin that he's in charge, and that if he doesn't want the fight doesn't happen. Canelo also knows that Golovkin really needs this fight. He wants some money. He's getting old. And Canelo just being a fucking asshole. He's like, no, I'm not going to give you the fight. Even the zone, they want this fight to happen. But I don't think Canelo is afraid of Golovkin. That would be ridiculous, man.
Canelo seems to be kind of like, I wouldn't say stuck up, but he's got a character about him, kind of like a high school jock that's not very well liked to some people. But in the same light, that kind of makes him to like where he's a tough guy to where you don't want to be weak and to like submit to like what everybody wants you to be, like a humble character. No, he just got that way about him. And there's nothing. I mean, he did lose. If you want to really be honest, to Golovkin, I don't know how many times people have to say that. It's always going to be talked about like that. Oh, he lost to Golovkin, but he got the draw. But Triple G's an all-time great. There's no shame in that. And if you want to say that, Triple G, pound for pound in their primes, was a better fighter, superior to what Canelo was ever going to be, I agree. But that doesn't change the fact that Canelo is versatile and can adapt. And, I think that, I wish Precise was here, because I'm not speaking like behind his back by no means. But what I'm trying to say, there's only a few people that can do what Manny Pacquiao did, can go up many weight divisions. But I do think Canelo is a versatile fighter that can adapt to different styles, and he has shown us that. That we're to like, if pound for pound he's not dominating enough to run through like 4 or 5 divisions, he is a fighter that can show us different looks to where we're kind of curious to seeing what style or in what shape he's gonna look in for his next fight, to kind of like tell us, what type of fighter he really is. Because have we really seen his ceiling? Although a lot of people think he's deteriorating, he's still just like recently just only turned 30 in his prime. A man really reaches his prime as a human being when he's 32. I mean, I know.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, man. Some people are saying, well...
Hello.
Oh, you back?
Yeah.
All right.
We got Hurricane Bucho coming through here.
Oh, yeah, the hurricane. How's that going?
It's all right.
It's all right.
Same old shit. And there's like, been through 10 of them.
Yeah,
just a bunch of rain, but
that's the downside of living over there.
Running around buying all the gasoline and all the water and all the You think it's like Hunger Games out here. They're fucking all scared. So that's the annoying part. But hey, you know something about Canelo, man? Look, nothing against the guy, but it's just too many fucking time. I don't mean it. Shit, you're in charge today, Bucho. Is there cursing or no cursing? No?
Well, you can do whatever. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, okay. So this motherfucker, it's like, it's just too many fucking times around the same A-side diva, bullshit ass, rate cut, dehydration clause, fucking Canelo rate, franchise belt. One or two times, I can say, listen, in all fairness, I don't like it. These guys got representation that takes care of these negotiations for them. They don't. Canelo's not sitting at that table talking about rehydration clause or not, talking about uh, franchise belts and talking about matchmaking and all this. Listen, he just trains, man. So a couple of times I can see where his management are really the ones that are pulling the bullshit. But listen, it's been about a dozen instances now with this guy, and after the first couple, man, these guys got to be somewhat have their ears open to the public by saying that this is bullshit. And they got to, at some point in time, go to their management and say, look, I'm good. Let this guy rehydrate, Rocky Fielding. Let him rehydrate. I'm gonna knock him out one way or the other. Just let him rehydrate. So what? It's 168. He's gonna rehydrate to I don't know 180. I'm still gonna fucking knock him out with a body shot, the same way I'm gonna do if he doesn't rehydrate. So only because it's been so many times around this block.
Hey, Pete, you're sounding like shit now. You're starting to sound like shit. I don't know where you are. I don't know if it's because of the hurricane, but
the hurricane. How about now?
Better.
I'm back, Jack.
All right.
So at this point in time, after this many times around the same block with this guy, I gotta say, on behalf of the boxing public, not all the boxing public, I know Gonzalo feels differently, but I need to say, fuck you, Canelo. I'm tired of your shit. I don't give a shit if you fight who you fight. Fight whoever the fuck you want. A-side him to death. It's fine. But it's bullshit. And you know what? I know it. Ucho knows it. BDA knows it.
How do you know that?
That's it. Because you think it's bullshit too.
No, I know it's bullshit. Listen, I wanted a Golovkin fight. This is just ridiculous. I mean, it's so this is so ridiculous, man, because Canelo gave up the September, 14, 15, whatever date, which is supposed to be, Mexican Independence Day, when the best Mexican fighter fights. He gave that up just because he couldn't come to one. I mean, this is.
But the press release that he put out after he gave it up is the part that makes you grind your teeth. I mean, listen, guys get injured all the time. They got bad knees. They got to rehab. Hey, man, all kinds of shit happens to where I can't fight on Mexican Independence Day. Okay. But don't come out with a fucking press release talking about, for my fans, it's in the best interest for my fans to blah, 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 blah. And then I didn't know that they were doing this IBF thing. I didn't know that they were, come on, man. Cut the shit, Canelo, man. It's enough already. It's enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to, fuck this. Fuck this guy.
All right, calm down, Pete.
Hey,
Pete.
Okay. But listen to this. Gonzalo's a Canelo fan, man. So let me just ask you, Gonzalo.
No, that's what people are saying now. Gonzalo, you there?
I can't read the chat. I'm not reading the chat. I'm driving, but
yes, I'm here.
Gonzalo, check this out, man. Because I respect Gonzalo's opinion, man. I'll be honest with you, and I can have a difference of opinion on a fighter and still respect somebody as a, what I'm saying. Gonzalo knows his shit. Gonzalo, let me ask you, man. Hypothetically, they sign a fight with Kovalev, Canelo versus Kovalev. You follow me?
Yes.
Okay. They're gonna fight at 175 since it's for the light heavyweight title. You follow me? I'm just saying hypothetically. Let's just say this, right? They're going to fight at 175. No catch weight for a 175 belt. We're going to fight at 175 for a 175 belt, right? Okay. Does it put an asterisk on the win? Does it make the win less than? Does it depreciate the value of Canelo beating Kovalev in any way to you if he only lets him rehydrate to 180? 185. If he puts a rehydration clause in there, does it at all take away from the fact that he wins that championship belt?
You're talking about rehydration clause, not catch weight.
That's correct. Rehydration clause.
Nobody had ever mentioned that rehydration clause. Everybody thinks it's going to go to like where he's going to demand the catch weight of 172.
How can
No,
we fight at
anything,
172 for a 175 belt? How can we fight at 172 for a 175
anything.
belt?
Yes, I agree. A catch weight, rehydration clause, if as you just mentioned.
Rehydration clause.
The fight taking.
Talk about rehydration clause.
Okay. No, I wouldn't accept as a fan any conditions that doesn't make it to where it's on an even playing field. I don't even really want to know about the fight to talk about it if it comes to that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are going to feel the same way.
And see, that's Gonzalo. That's Gonzalo, who's a fan of Canelo's, and Gonzalo can be straight up enough to say that. You see that? So
because I'm not really a fanboy of. I'm not a fanboy of Canelo. I'm a fan of boxing. No, I know. No, I'm just saying. No, but Canelo's mentioning that. I know. I understand you, P. I got you from a long time ago. I know what's the deal.
Yeah. I'm talking about me and you. You're let's just a fan of Canelo. Let's just say it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You're partial to his style and all that. And you mentioned to me before that it'd be the first Mexican light heavyweight. That's monumental. So I get it. I didn't know that.
True,
you told me that.
Yeah, it's true.
I didn't know until you told me that. So I'm just saying, like, you can even understand. Now, this is not everybody now, but you can even understand if you're going to be the first Mexican light heavyweight champion in history. How the fuck you going to have an asterisk next to it that you drain this guy down to 172 or you didn't let him rehydrate to 180 or 185? Oh, well, Kovalev doesn't rehydrate that much. He was only like 184 against Anthony Yard. Okay, well, fucking let him do what he wants. In other words, if it's for the light heavyweight, fight a light heavyweight. Don't fight a 172 pounder that can only rehydrate to 182. Cut the shit. But and Gonzalo is right. I don't want to hear about it, but we're gonna hear about it. Don't get it twisted. We're gonna hear about it. Thank you.
All right. This is a problem with these stipulations that are going to the contracts. Like, for example, the Canelo Jacobs fight. Canelo wanted that rehydration limit, right? Now, what did that create? Just an asterisk and just some questions. And now people are saying that Jacobs wasn't the same. And then that's what's going to happen, man. When you put things like people are going to come up with stuff because you put in a stupid stipulation. Now there's an asterisk next to your fucking win. Now people are saying Jacobs.
Exactly.
He didn't look the same. He looked weak. All this shit. We don't know if it's true or not now. But that's Canelo's fault, man.
Yo, check it out, man. If it's a close fight in terms of the matchmaking, right? Listen, I don't agree with it, but I can see. I can't see it. I wouldn't be shocked if there was some A-side shit going on. Let's just say he went up to fight Canelo goes up to fight I don't know who's a badass light heavyweight. You know what I mean? Like
Evil, but
Kovalev back in the day. Stevenson Adonis Stevenson or something 5 years ago, some shit like that, right? Okay, man. Look, if you're gonna have a true, a true 155 pounder, whatever the fuck he is, Canelo. If you're gonna have a middleweight really come up to light heavyweight and fight, I can see some negotiation back and forth. But Rocky Fielding, bro. You telling me he wasn't going to do the same thing to Rocky Fielding one way or the other? That's the thing. Why fuck around and put the asterisk on something that weak? That's the part that, like, people are just, man. Okay.
All right, Pete. I don't know if you smoke, but chill out for a bit. You're very angry at this situation. And in the meantime, guys, the phone lines are open. I repeat, the phone lines are open. The number is on your screen, and I just pasted it in the chat. Call in. We're talking about Canelo against Kovalev, but again, this is Friday show, so we can talk about whatever you guys want. So, yep, Call in, guys. All right, what do we have in the chat here? Boxing Spectrum Gonzalo is defending himself, saying that he is not a Canelo fanboy. He's in the chat, getting attacked. We see him saying that, with that being said, a boxer can beat a pressure fighter. Okay, he's having a discussion. Bay Area Boxing says, Gonzalo, why don't they talk about Pac's catch weights? Okay. Well, it's true, though. I've always mentioned some of the things that Pacquiao did. I'm not trying to take away any credit from Pacquiao. He's one of the best boxers of all time, no doubt about it. But, sometimes I mention things that people forget. The Cotto catch, I don't know, it was a catch weight? No, what is a catch weight? It was like it was sort of a catch weight. I remember Morales went the second fight, I believe, or the third fight at 130. I think it was the third fight. And Freddie Roach said, no, Pacquiao. No, sorry, 135. And they were coming up with this. Freddie Roach was like, no, Pacquiao can move up in weight, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually he went all the way to 147. So, I mean, this is what the A sides do, right? They use their power to get any sort of advantage that they can. Ali Burton says, how many catch weights did Pac have? Well, officially, I mean, he had the Cotto thing. He had the Margarito 150-pound catch weight, I think it was. And then
Oscar De La Hoya, did he have something there going on too?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. Or maybe. But I think that De La Hoya allowed that to happen. If he ever, I mean, De La Hoya was in complete control of that fight. But the Morales, I remember Morales. Man, listen, Morales wanted he I don't know. At some point he stopped training and everything. I mean, hold on. I'm getting a phone call here by Pete. Jesus Christ.
Look, I want to point out the things that are wrong with Canelo that are not at the world level. And I'm not going to let it go because Canelo doesn't have the greatest stamina. He flares up like a tomato because he doesn't get enough oxygen to his muscles to where, I don't know, because he does have a lot of muscle that he creates a lot of lactic acid to where he's not really like a fighter with good stamina. Then we had the whole computeral scandal that kind of makes you want to believe that he did improve in that department because of that. Because he was able to go 12 rounds with Gennady Golovkin 2 times. So that's one thing that
Oh, God.
that's against Canelo, and nobody can deny that. But you also have good things that go for him. Look, okay, he's not the biggest puncher either. But you also have good things. He does have boxing. He proved me wrong. I mean, I met this guy when he was 15 years old, like 10 years ago. And my coach kept talking about him, how he was a product of the media. And I always kept thinking to myself, yeah, well, he's got red hair. They used to bring him from Guadalajara over to the gym in Tijuana. My friend Jorge Juarez actually beat his. He defeated him. But it was roll day draw in the auditorium in Tijuana. Fausto Reyes, anyhow. From that point on to like now, many years later, he's developed to the point where it's kind of had me thinking to like this guy kind of stepped into his own and shown us that he's a versatile fighter. He does have some good qualities too. But basically here with Kovalev, I think it's a stylistic thing where Kovalev is weak to the liver. I can't let that go. A lot of people want to say, oh, well, the body shots. No, Kovalev, it's the body shots plus the fact that Kovalev has a damaged liver. And you can't really regenerate and repair an organ like the liver. You can do fucking sit-ups and everything, but you can tap somebody to the liver and hurt them.
All right. 484, you're on the air. 484.
Word up, boys.
What's up? Who is this? Nicholas Walters?
Jackson, yeah, I'm in West Palm, dude. I got a hurricane coming right at me. I'm full.
All right. Any last words?
How are you guys? I don't know, man. I'm really in trouble here. This was the last thing I wanted to hear. This beautiful show.
Oh, perfect. Of course, that's the way you want to go.
Let me see those
And
tits.
Gonzalez'
How many cocks
beautiful
you jacked
voice.
off? Let me see those tits.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, but I wanted to talk about Kovalev and you guys have to think, we're all talking about Kovalev and Canelo now. First of all, Canelo is not Yardy's side. And Canelo can't hit as hard as Yard, and Canelo can't sustain that type of beating. So everybody's saying Canelo's going to walk through Kovalev. I don't see it.
Well,
What about you?
wait. Nobody's say. I don't. Who's saying that Canelo's gonna walk through Kovalev?
Some people.
Okay.
Some people.
Well, these people are stupid, insane, on cocaine. Well, not cocaine, but
Hey.
They think Canelo's going to beat him to the body.
Gonzalo got a theory about his liver, man, because he's been partying, he's been kissing flight attendants, throwing fucking money at people. He's been acting a fool.
Nobody's gonna walk through Kovalev. What Canelo can't do is dip his waist, and once that straight punch travels, Canelo, because you can't recorrect that. Once that punch flies, if you're a good defensive fighter and you can see a punch coming, and you kind of move just a centimeter out the way, you know that punch is gonna miss you. And once that punch is gone and it travels its distance, once you know that punch is out of the gate, you know it's traveling from the gate. You can fucking dip it and get underneath it to where that punch is gone from the opponent. Yeah. So Canelo can dip and get it inside and land those two punches to where he shoots one and then he kind of corrects his balance to where he shoots two at a time and can sneak under Golovkin's punches in spots. I'm not saying that nobody is going to run through
he's not Mike Tyson. Go ahead, Jackson.
Gonzalo, I just want to ask you this because I believe you know your boxing really well. You said you grew up with Morales, and I really think you do know your shit. I want to say, how hard? All right, say Kovalev and Canelo, they both go at each other for like 4 rounds. Can Kovalev stop him? Is clenbuterol as say Kovalev is like say he's juiced as can be. Like, because Kovalev hasn't showed, like, we all know he has a great right hand, but how do you think if Kovalev goes out there, balls to the walls, like 4 or 5 rounds, and just lets them right hands fly, like fucking Deontay Wilder, can he take Canelo out? That's what I'm curious.
The question's for me. Okay, for sure he can do that.
For you.
Most definitely. But my opinion, I think that the one that's going to do that is Canelo. Canelo's going to go from the beginning and is going to go hard and fast and often to the body to where he's going to like, if actually, to your point, if Kovalev decides to try to take out Canelo within the first 4 rounds, I believe you said, Canelo's going to move his waist and is going to avoid a lot of those shots and is still strong enough in the beginning to where he can parry those shots, to the solar plexus and use his elbows to cover down and hunch down and dip at the same time and get in position to hit the kidneys. And as he digs into the kidneys, transfer his weight to where he throws 2 shots at a time and belts them to the liver. And if Canelo invests early and often and is, enough, in the first 4 rounds, but I think that it could kind of tilt it towards almost like an even playing field against a bigger guy. Because Canelo's short, but still stocky.
Gonzalo, you're talking about, hold up. You're talking about Gonzalo. He's a 160-pounder. I saw this guy let loose on, what was the guy? Trout. He's letting loose on Kovalev, a guy that could have been fighting heavyweight a couple years ago. And you think Canelo has that power to, like, Kovalev, Andre Ward, who was a big light heavyweight in the second fight, like, was getting hurt by Kovalev. I think if Kovalev goes out there with that fucking Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler, I think he can fucking knock that little ginger out.
He's not little, and plus, you see Eliezer Alvarez, another Alvarez. Don't go thinking conspiracy theories because then we might
I'm
actually
talking
have
about
to.
Canelo,
Like,
though. No,
you know, we
I'm
got
saying
Canelo
I'm
hours.
comparing the war.
But Elliot Alvarez has 24
The second
fights,
war.
25 by now after he lost to Canelo. And he only has a 50% KO ratio, 12 knockouts. I mean, he's a big guy, obviously. But he was able to hurt
I'm talking about Canelo. I'm
Kovalev
talking about
upstairs.
Canelo.
But it's never the same upstairs to downstairs to where Canelo's center of gravity is to where he's a short, stocky guy and he's muscular. To where you can actually say to like where if they're making 175 and Kovalev is 6 feet tall, he's more lanky and has less muscle to add on to a bigger frame.
But
To
two
where, I
weight
mean, this guy
classes
is stouter
apart.
in Canelo. To where he can pack a punch downstairs.
Hold on.
Body punches are not the same as head punches. To a guy that knows how to throw shots to the body. And I'm
Okay,
talking
guys.
about hooks in particular.
Okay, guys, not to jump in here, but since Bucho's fucking daydreaming right now, we do have recognize the Matrix in the on the panel right now. And also, guys, heads up, because we Rec, what up, man? Hang on one second. So we got, let's get recognize the Matrix thoughts on this. I don't know if he's been listening about, I don't want to skew it, but like the ginger fruit with this catch weights and his A side shit. But
He's
don't let's not
definitely been listening.
Yeah. Oh, hey, listen, in the chat, man, I know everybody's getting on Gonzalo and everything, but check this out. I thought it was straight up a Gonzalo just to flat out say that any of this either catch weight or rehydration is going to taint the 175 belt. You can't be a total fanboy and then say that in the same breath.
But
so shout out to Gonzalo for keeping
man,
it
Gonzalo
real.
was never a fanboy, man. I don't know why you guys are saying
I know
this,
that. I know that.
Okay,
but
you know
the
that.
chat seems to think something different. You know, they think he's like got a red wig on and he's like got painting freckles on his face and he's like got a Canelo cutout in his. They think he's like Canelo freak, fanboy freak. But hey, let's not.
I've been following boxing ever since I was 8 years old, man. I'm 40.
He knows his
It's
shit.
Like 32 years.
You know, you don't have red hair, do you, Guns? No, you know. So the thing is, let's not forget about two things. Number one, we got Loma tomorrow night, and can anybody confirm this, Bucho, in the chat about this Usyk matchup here?
Yeah, people are saying that Usyk is fighting Shannon Briggs. I mean, let's stop with the jokes.
Come
here,
on,
please.
man.
Let's go, champ.
Yeah.
Already ready.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna get off and check this.
Guys, yeah, please do. Please do some research. We want to know if this is true. All right, we have another phone call. 512, you're on the air. 512.
Hello, is this BDA boxing?
No.
Hello?
Yes.
So I found this number on the bathroom wall and it says to have a good time.
Oh yeah.
How many cocks you jacked off? How many cocks you jacked off?
Sounded
Jesus,
weird.
Man. This is like a Howard Stern prank call. So.
How many cocks you jacked
I don't even know what he said.
He's saying he's jacking off.
No, that's what I'm saying.
How many cocks you jacked off? How many cocks you jacked off?
All right, 818, you're on the air. 818.
Oh, I thought that was him.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a good afternoon or evening wherever you are.
Okay.
What's up?
So are we taking? Yeah, how's it going, guys? Are we taking Loma predictions? Because I just called. I haven't been aware of the first 40 minutes of the video.
Sure, we'll take some. Let me just write them down. By the way, what's your name or nickname?
Okay, so last time I said it was muscle memory, but then you guys were calling me Muse or Monster or something. But
all right, Muse. What's your prediction?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So predictions for the Loma fight.
Yes.
I think Loma wins via either a split decision or a majority decision.
Oh yeah, you said there was gonna be something fishy, right?
That's right, sir.
Okay. So Loma split decision or majority decision. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
With maybe a knockdown. I'm starting to think it's going to go something similar to when Golovkin fought Jacobs.
I was going to say the same thing. Damn.
Yeah, and the aftermath is going to be Luke's performance is going to overshadow it. You know, like how he put himself on the map with this fight, and he might get deluded too and start thinking that he won. You know, based on how the media spins it. So, yeah, unfortunately, I think that's how it's gonna go.
All right. Well, you're on the list now. What else? Anything else you want to talk about?
Sure. The undercard, I think Fury frustrates Povetkin. But I think Povetkin just turned 40, I believe, or he's turning 40 in September. I forgot. But I think he frustrates. It's going to be like a punch fest, and I don't see Povetkin being able to put away Fury. So I'm going to go with another close, again, like a split decision or majority decision with Fury.
Okay. I think that's gonna be a boring fight, but I hope not.
That's what I think too, because if you guys remember the Fury fight with Pulev, it was like unwatchable. So.
Oh man. Yeah, and the Parker fight as well. I mean, this guy's just boring as hell.
That's right.
Boring as hell. He doesn't sit on his punches at all. He just moves and moves and moves, and I think he has potential, but that just his boxing style it's horrible, horrible. All right. Anything else?
Just before, so I don't forget, I wanted to give a quick shout out to, I think its channel's name was Boxing Spectrum, just because when I went back and I listened to the video from a couple of days ago, I noticed welcoming comments from him. So just a quick shout out, thank you for that.
All right. Well, thank you for your call, and if you want to call back again later because you feel like it, don't be shy and do so. All right. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oops, sorry. I was just about to say, check out Boxing Spectrum's channel. He's in the chat. That's Gonzalo. Check out his channel. He has a new channel. Keep saying channel, but check out his channel. All right.
Channel.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Muscle Memory shot out of a cannon tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I got the latest news here. I just emailed it to you, Bucho. This is...
Oh, hold on. Before you read them, we need to play some music here. Suspense music. Hold on.
No, not for the...
Wait.
Usyk's fighting some guy named Spooge. Tyrone Spooge.
What?
I heard of that guy. He's a kickboxer, dude. He's a kickboxer and boxer. I believe.
He's like wrecking.
Yeah, from what I see here. This is story time with Pete, all right? Listen, boys and girls, there's a deal in place for Alexander Usyk and Tyrone Sponge with no E on the end, S-P-O-N-G. I'm going to call him Spooge. Even though there's an N, the N's silent, I'm going with Spooge. Tyrone Spooge on October 12th in Chicago. Okay.
Oh boy.
The quest for his October 12th heavyweight debut could be in an end. The Athletic reports that a deal's in place for former undisputed cruiserweight champion to face kickboxing great Tyrone Spooge.
I told you the guy was a kickboxer.
Yo, Matrix nailed it right on the head. Johnny Boy's gonna kick Eddie Hearn right in the head, possibly. And this, I'm supposed to go up there for that fight. I don't want to go up there and watch this shit. Who's the Spooge guy? Man?
I don't know, but he doesn't sound scary at all. I said he sounds like that guy that's always high all the time. Spooge.
Oh, he's got a fight coming up in something called King of the Ring. Okay, let me just tell me if this makes sense. Former undisputed cruiserweight champion Usyk to face kickboxing great Tyrone Spooge. Yo, Tyrone, what's up? On DAZN, provided the King of the Ring wins his fight with Jason Minda this upcoming Sunday without taking major damage.
Right. So in other words, he's going to fight.
He's
going to fight Minda in a kickboxing fight.
This Sunday.
Right, this Sunday. And then if he wins, he's going to, I had no idea that Sponge is a fucking boxer too. I had no idea. I think.
Man, it's a bad look.
I'm trying to look it up right now. I've heard of the name. Sponge. He's pretty legendary in
Really?
Are you just joking? Precise? Recognize or are you serious?
No.
He's a kickboxer.
I mean, no. I don't know if Pete's joking. I'm telling you.
No. I'm reading. Come on, man. What I do? What I write this shit? It's on. It's on what's it called here, man?
Yeah. You
Bad
sent
left
it to me.
hook. I sent
Bad left
Bucha the
hook.
link. Bad left
Yeah.
hook.
Yeah, I got it on the screen.
I don't believe that's nah. This is what I look. This is what I think is going on. I could be wrong.
Can I?
I think what's happening here is that Usyk is having a hard time getting somebody to fight him. Money.
Yeah, but goddamn, man.
And
Spooch?
I think that he might they're using this as a backup. Like this might happen.
Yo, if this is who they got, then I'd rather see Briggs. Because somebody in the chat room, I don't know who. I can't remember who's.
I'm sure they got Shannon Briggs on standby.
Fuck that. I'd rather see Briggs than than Spooch.
Yeah, me too.
All right, hold on. Jackson, are you there? What do you want to say?
I'm just supporting the cause.
What? What's supporting what? Yeah.
You know,
What up,
Deontay
Jackson?
Wilder is the best pound for pound.
All right. All right.
Swear, I came in the call to hear this shit. Now I'm out.
No, I did want to say one thing, guys.
Yes.
I want to say, what do you guys think about England possibly robbing Loma or having Luke ahead on the cards?
That could happen.
I mean,
Bellew was up. Bellew
like-
was winning his fight against Usyk, which, at least in my
That was
opinion, I thought,
bullshit.
No, I think the only guy, the only guy who can rob like a Bob Arum fighter was Don King.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Loma will knock him out. It doesn't matter.
No, it's not gonna happen.
I don't think Loma's gonna knock him out.
I do. Campbell's weak as hell.
He's gonna knock him out to the body.
I think Lomachenko could knock him out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's gonna knock him out to the body. The guy's long. He's 5'9". You know, for a lightweight.
I mean,
once those
Pedraza
punches go,
went
he's gonna
12
get
rounds.
underneath and score them body shots.
Yeah.
But
And
Pedraza
plus, Loma
can
is
go
not.
12 rounds.
He's not a national hero. He's a world hero. He's a world star.
He's my hero. All right, go ahead, Jackson. Last word.
Okay. I love the show, guys. I just think Loma, it's not going to be a walk in the park. So I listened to your prediction. Gonzalo and Recognize both are, I feel like they've boxed before. So I really enjoyed their predictions. Same with Pete, BDA, everybody. And I don't think it's going to be an easy fight for Loma. So I'm excited to hear what you guys say.
All right.
You might be right. Campbell's a bit difficult. If you look at his body size.
Cool hand Luke.
Hey, Jackson, before you go, just give me quickly your prediction.
Loma unanimous.
All right. Thanks, man. You can call again later if you want. All right, take care.
All right.
All right. 510. 510. You're on the air.
You mean 501?
What did I say? Oh my God, I'm that. Yeah. Sorry, man.
This ain't East Bay, but this is Little Rock.
All right. Welcome to the show, man. What's your name? Or nickname?
Hey, Chris.
All right, Chris. What's up? What's on your mind?
This is my only argument is that, look, if the name of the game is to hit and not get hit, then regardless of your animosity or if you like the guy or not, I think Mayweather probably did that better than anybody.
God.
But
right.
I think Loma is probably the only guy that, in my opinion, can rival that. I don't know if he's going to have the competition that Floyd did to make that argument really stick. But I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a fighter like Loma. I mean, the dude is he's a phenom,
Yeah.
And the part.
Yeah, he's like that
between
Roy
Loma
Jones-esque
and Floyd,
kind of fighter.
When you watch Floyd fight defensively, it was like he was in the Matrix. He's just dodging everything. But Loma does that offensively. Like you know what I mean? He's not just, I'm going to counterpunch.
Which means he's
I'm
better
gonna
defensively.
Take it to you. Say what now?
Yo,
That
Chris,
means he's
it's like
better
Matrix is saying
defensive.
basically. Matrix is
Look,
trying
when
to
you're
say like,
offensive and you could be defensive and avoid punches, that means you're a better defensive fighter. It means that you're better
Oh yeah,
because
I
you
mean,
can do it.
there's
You
no
can do it going
doubt
forward.
that Floyd is the better defensive fighter. But I mean, let's be honest here. We do have to entertain as fighters, you know, and there's a lot of just snoozers that Floyd put on, and that's the difference between Loma and. I'll be like this: if Loma wins out, regardless of his competition, I think that I'm going to consider Loma a better fighter than Floyd. Regardless, I mean, the man fought for a world title, his second professional fight.
yo, Chris, you're saying if he wins out, but
ridiculous.
check it out,
Yeah,
like
go ahead.
hit and not get hit, right? Floyd probably is better at the
Right.
not getting hit part, but how about the hitting part? You say Loma's got him covered on that, no?
Yeah. I think, well, regardless.
What do
I
you
think
say?
they hit as just as
What do you
hard.
say?
I think they hit just as hard for when Floyd was at 130, 135. Floyd was a big puncher at that weight class.
Finishing dudes with that kind of up and down work, hand swiping, hooking, pulling people's gloves down and
Not quite
demolishing them like that? Huh? Say what?
Not quite that explosive. I get what you're saying. With Floyd, I mean with
I
Loma,
don't think we could ever
but
consider
their
Floyd
power
to be
was
a
very
power.
similar.
I'm saying he gets hit. He gets hit more than
All right,
Floyd
guys,
did too.
guys, let Chris
keep
talk
it
too,
real,
man.
you know?
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, my bad, guys.
No, Loma gets hit, but that's because he's not looking to just, pot shot like Floyd does, And I'll give it to Floyd, hands down. Like, he's mastered. Nobody's ever defensively articulated himself like Floyd did. But again, you put a lot of people to sleep like that in the audience. Loma, he's just a phenom on both sides of the equation, offense and defense. And like I said, I think if he wins out, regardless of that one loss he's got, I'm going to consider him a better fighter than Floyd.
I would agree with you. I would agree with that. Listen, it's mainly opinion, and everybody is entitled to this. I happen to agree with you on that one. But yeah, look, when you could come forward and barely get hit, and like still be defensive, be responsible defensively, and still like just work your man and knock him out the way Loma does. It's very exciting boxing, bro. That's what it makes for. He's more exciting to watch. So therefore, in our eyes, he's better. You give him the edge over somebody like Floyd, who was more defensive minded. Then he used defense and then counter you off of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what he would do.
Sometimes.
Definitely. Can I add my 2 cents real quick into the caller? What he's saying, I
Go ahead,
totally
Gonzalo.
agree. Thank you. Recognized. The caller, because when you add the two sides to where he's offensive and defensive, he's doing more. He's risking a lot, but at the same time, he's pursuing the knockout to where, although he has like 13 or 14 fights, he does have like 85 to a 90% KO percentage, and he's on a better path than to like where, Mayweather only had like 50% all in all by the time his career ended in 50 fights. But Lomachenko started off facing decent competition. There's no resounding names. They're still good fighters to where he's showing his skill. Anyways,
you
Chris,
don't consider Rigondeaux a phenom name?
Hell no, he's a bum. At that time, he did, but at that time he was old, and he was slowed down. He was chinny. He was a bum at that time.
No, what the caller is saying.
Okay, but flip the coin on that.
Yeah, go ahead, recognize.
Flip the coin on that. You had Floyd that fought De La Hoya, Mosley, Cotto, all completely out of their prime.
I get that, but pick a better opponent than Rigondeaux. In my opinion, I thought that was a cherry pick. He has Sosa's a better win, in my opinion.
It turned out to be a cherry pick. It turned out to be that way. But look, I get what the caller's saying. Look, this is a guy who's accomplished 2-time gold medal, was technically undefeated going into the fight. Yes, he was going up in weight to fight Lomachenko, but it's just the way Loma beat him. Like, look, usually big fighters, the good big guy beats the good little guy, and in this case, it was the good big guy just totally embarrassing the little guy. I mean, they both undefeated going. Rigo was right. Rigo was undefeated going into that fight, and he just it turned out to be a cherry pick. Yeah, you're right. It did turn out to be that way, but historically, it's a good win. It's a good win for Lomachenko.
I hope Rigo goes on to go back to 122 and
what's up, bro?
Get back.
Yeah,
on
hold on.
To the caller's point.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Gonzalo. Because we have another phone call. So, Chris, thanks for calling. Any last words?
Not a problem. No, y'all keep spitting the truth.
All right, you can call back again if you can later. So thanks for calling. All
Thanks,
right,
Chris.
727, you're on the air. 727.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Georgie boy.
Uncle Pete?
What's up, Grape Nuts? Yo, this is my nephew, man.
Oh, okay. It's like, okay. Prank
This is the little Pactard. This little Pactard himself.
Ah, I see.
What are you doing, George?
So nothing. The guy who's just talking likes the big man over the little man. But me, the little man, we've got power in us. I'm just letting you know that. Me and Manny Pacquiao, we've got power, but we're small.
Good point.
What are you scaling in right now, Georgie? About 80 pounds?
100.
Damn. Georgie, what do you think about Lomachenko, man?
Yep.
What do you think about Loma?
I think he's going to embarrass the person he's fighting tonight.
Tomorrow night.
Or whenever he's fighting. Tomorrow night.
Might be tonight. It actually might be tonight because it's happening during the daytime and the hour difference between England and the United States.
It's 5 p.m.
midnight.
Hey, your nephew could fight at 105, Pete.
Yo, this kid, man. Georgie, you like Pac-Man? You like Pacquiao? Or you like Mayweather better? Who you got?
Pac-Man. I got Pac-Man. I've been watching him since I was 6 years old.
He's a Pactard, full blown. Yo, that's a good point though.
Awesome.
What time does that Loma fight on for us, Matrix? The East Coast of Florida.
I think it's
East
5.
Coast of the United States.
I believe that's. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it said 1:30 start time.
What?
I don't know.
The main event should be like
start
at 5.
time. Main event. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I said the main event should
when
be
does it start? When does it start? Apology. When does it start over there in England?
I believe 10 is the start time for like the undercards.
Oh,
shit.
Oh, excuse me. So if it's 10, no, 5.
So,
I meant
It'd be like 9 at night for us. If it kicks off at 1 a.m. over there, that'll be like 8 o'clock at night for us. That's all right.
I heard it was during the daytime in England. So if it's in the daytime plus the hour differences, that it's usually to where it's in the afternoon. It makes it that much way earlier.
I think it starts
like at midnight.
The event
Saturday.
starts in the daytime, but the main event will be late in the night.
Maybe
Yeah,
around
like
5 o'clock.
like 10 o'clock at night. The undercard start at 10 o'clock, right? Something like that. Your time.
Yeah.
Well, the undercard in England will start around noon. So if the main event takes place around 5
sure?
Wait a minute.
at PM. No, I heard it starts in the daytime in England. So we got like many hours difference
England?
between England and the United States. Yes. Or we're in the United Kingdom. Where's it taking place?
Yeah, in the UK, man.
Yeah.
In the UK.
They shit, they're 5 hours ahead of us. So.
Apology. What's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
5
man?
hours. And usually, by the time you get to the main card, to the last fight, it's like around 8 or 9 usually. But if it starts at noon, to where the main card actually starts around 5 p.m., then, you got 8 hours. Make it 8 hours, 5 plus 3. That is usually like where the main event starts at 10. It'll start around like 5. Or where it usually starts at 7 p.m., it'll start at 5 p.m. So make it 8 hours away difference, Pete.
All right.
Okay.
8 hours from England time.
Lomachenko versus Campbell. I got the date Saturday, tomorrow. And I got 12 p.m. at the O2 Arena. That's noon, basically, they're trying to say. But
noon us or them?
Hold up, Rick.
Noon
Lomachenko
them.
Campbell presented Top Rank. Hold on. By Top Rank Live from London. Show takes place this Saturday, August 31st, and airs live on ESPN Plus with a fight time of 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, I thought that was right. Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what
the
I.
card starts. Why the fuck are they putting this thing on in the afternoon over there?
So it'll start at 6 for us in England time.
Yeah. There's a. Did you guys see the weigh-in today? There's a lot of There's a big undercard. There's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
There's some good fights on undercard, man.
Huh?
Like,
No, Pete,
what's your Charlie Edward fight?
The event's gonna start at 1 p.m. Our time,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah.
By the time the fight happens, it's probably like maybe 4 o'clock. 4
4 or 5 p.m. So
East
the
Coast
difference
time.
between England, is 5 hours in the United States. Make it 8.
That's
by
stupid
the time
shit,
the main
huh?
event starts.
That's retarded. That benefits nobody, really, right? I mean, the
Pete, what kind of
guys
stuff you got back there?
they
Hey,
like
Pete,
to
your
party
nephew's
for
still on
these
the
fights,
line,
huh?
I said
Pete,
your
what kind
nephew's
of
still on
stuff?
the line.
Can I ask him a question?
Dodger in.
Can I ask your nephew a question?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
ask him. Georgie, you there?
Yeah.
Georgie, you polishing your knob? What are you doing?
No,
what did you think of Pacquiao versus Spence?
He don't know that. He don't know who Errol Spence is.
Pacquiao?
Versus Errol
What was
Spence.
that? Pacquiao?
Hey, Georgie, are you at your house, man?
Yeah.
Get on the landline and call back from the house phone, man, because you can barely hear you.
Don't be fooled. This guy's not Georgie, and he's not 12 years old or 10 years old. He's a guy from the LBC, and he's like 45. He's just faking to talk like a little kid.
He's a trophy polisher. He's polishing his knob over there.
Right.
Call back from the house phone, Georgie. Bye.
Little Georgie's not the guy from the movie It that fucking was down in the fucking gutter and then and the paper bowl went down and anyhow.
All right. Phone lines are open, people. Phone lines are open. Can talk about whatever
Georgie's
you
from
want.
the LDBC and he's 45.
Yeah.
You're talking about Georgie that talks like this?
You hear him? 100 pounds? I don't know why he's talking so soft, man. He's usually like
He's kind of like the Jamaican guy, G Boogie or Mr. Pepsi or the other guy that Mr. BDA.
You see, I pissed him off. I go, what do you weigh, 70? He go, 100. Yo, so apology. Why are they doing that 1 p.m. shit over there, man? That doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, man.
They're doing it 6 p.m. for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't know why.
6 p.m.
Well, they want. You know what it is? They got a UK fighter. They want people from the UK to buy whatever.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Is it on pay-per-view? Apology over there.
I believe so.
Yeah, someone said yes. Someone said yes. Stu said yes.
Like what time was AJ and Klitschko? Like what time was it?
That was late. That was like 12 a.m.
Yeah, they kept fucking partying their asses off over there in that O2.
Yeah, there was. I was at a bar, so yeah, it was pretty late. No, I was serving. I was working at a bar while watching the fight.
Yeah. Serving.
Sakib in the chat saying that O2 Arena is always 10 p.m. main event. Okay.
10 p.m.
Sure?
Oh, that's what he's saying. I don't know.
Why would that be,
says
though?
6 p.m. to 11 p.m. UK time.
I can't argue with 11 o'clock. Our fights are too late over here, but...
Oh, man. On the East Coast, we get the shittiest fucking time. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, 10 p.m. is late enough. Most people will get off work. They'll probably be in the bar drinking and watching a fight on the big screen.
Could you stop saying drinking, please? Thank you.
What?
Trying to stay sober,
consuming.
Yeah,
consuming.
Hell
consuming. That doesn't help either. All right.
Yeah, Bucho's going dry.
Yeah, the phone line is open. Please call in. Numbers on your screen. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Overhand says Westcoast has the best time in boxing. That is not true. A lot of these fights that were taking place on ESPN on the West Coast, we were watching them over here on the East Coast. That's like what 1:30.
Yeah, I mean, 11 over there, is 1 o'clock for us, I mean, at 10 o'clock over there on the West Coast, out in Vegas, that's
midnight.
when we get these 1 a.m. kickoffs.
1 a.m. Yeah.
A little late.
3 hours. Yeah, fuck, man. Anyways. What else are people saying? Nes Mendoza says, hit the like button, fellas. Yeah, hit the like button, people.
Hit the like.
Hit it like, yeah.
Let's be productive here. Apology saying
Doesn't
Bucho
cost
is
you anything to
facing.
hit the like button.
Apology man is saying
steal a
Bucho
kiss, and
is
then throw a wad of money at.
Bucho is facing his drinking problems. Good for him. All right, come on. I'm not an
Well, it's true.
alcoholic. I'm not
Bucho.
sweating. I'm not sweating.
Taking him head on. He's facing his problems head
You're
on.
getting more mature these days.
It's about time. Cuntface says this is
Cuntface?
Yeah, his name is Cuntface. This is like Spinal Tap, 22,000 hours. I know what Spinal Tap is, but I don't know what the hell 22,000 hours is.
Cuntface is his
yeah,
name?
That's a tight ass name. He
Cuntface.
snuck that through. Yeah, straight up cunt face. CUNTFAC. The guy just went for it and he got it. That I can't say damn on there, and they won't even put my comment up if I say damn. Like this.
Yeah,
crazy.
YouTube is really getting on my damn nerves.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not banned yet. Like, you can't say cunt. It offends a feminist.
All of our videos are always not fully monetized, so.
Because of that, though, boot. Yeah,
I don't know.
BDA's
Every
on
video we post
pretty
is
hardcore.
already like in yellow, like it's semi monetized because of language or something. So, people, we really appreciate if you could help us out with some donations.
Yeah, let's monetize this baby ourselves, and we can say things like, "Hey, cunt face, what do you have to say?" The confusion.
By the way, people,
if you really want to, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just saying there's new merchandise. There's this thing we created that says "I am a boxing junkie," and it has a Mexican skull candy skeleton, Day of the Death type of thing, so you can see it on your screen. Check it out.
Cool.
Everything you buy will help us out a little bit, so we can improve the show.
Bucho, where do people pick that up? Like,
there's a link in the description. You can also buy the logo, the BDA boxing logo, and it's on a T-shirt or phone case or a coffee mug. Yeah, the link's in the description. Like, we take commission out of whatever we sell. So obviously, whoever prints this, the shirt and everything, they get some.
Don't tell me about your bills, Bucho. I don't care what you pay for it.
Yeah, whatever.
Listen,
anyways, they take care of it.
But for real though, Bucho, on a side note, this is probably an off-air conversation, but let's get an Amazon banner going, man, because these guys are making some money on these Amazon banners. If people frequent shit. Some of these jokers on YouTube, they're showing their numbers. They're making as good of money with the Amazon banner as they are with the bullshit ass videos, you know?
Good idea.
Trust me.
Look into it.
Now listen, did you see the Lomachenko weigh-in? Anybody catch the weigh-in today?
I did.
What you think?
I think, again, man, Loma's body is that's a fighter's body. That's what you want to look like. He always looks that way. He's got the core muscles going on, which means he's going to be strong. He looked good at the weigh-in. He's definitely the smaller guy, but he's the more chiseled, the more, Campbell looked good, but I can imagine when you're that height, 135 is probably a bit of a struggle. But yeah, I thought they both looked good.
I swear to God, I haven't been 135 since about 4th grade, 5th grade.
Dude, when I was 135, man, like when I was 13.
Yo, he's 12 years old. He's 100 right now. This kid's 12 years old over here. 100.
Yeah. I get it. Yep. When
Bucho,
I was 12,
did you catch
when
the
I was
weigh-in?
12, I was about 100 pounds too.
Yeah, right, 100.
And you were 6'4", no?
Weight.
Bucho, did you see it, the weigh-in?
No, I didn't. No.
They had Povetkin up there. Povetkin's looking like he wants to... Like, he looks like a damn Russian hitman. He looks like a damn hired hitman, bro.
But didn't he look a little chubby to you, Pete?
Yeah, he looks like a Russian goon. He looks like a fucking goon. Like some guy that you like should have a black leather jacket on and throw you in the back of a car. You fucker, come here.
Jesus.
Like collecting a VIG or something, like.
You have to pay now.
Yeah, he looks like an irritable goon. But
give me money.
Right? You're late. You're late with the pen. The VIG. Give me VIG.
Don't instead of with the D, they say with the Z. Don't fuck with me. Give me money.
Puts a cigarette on your living room couch, you know what I mean? Like, fuck it.
And he knows you ain't gonna do shit, so.
No, yeah. Just give me the
VIG.
VIG,
What are
man.
you gonna do?
Don't fuck with me. Teddy KGB.
That's the key, Bucho. He knows you ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
Like Teddy KGB. Check. Yeah, no, he looks pissed. How old y'all think he is? About 36 now, 37?
He's 40.
No,
He's 40, actually.
Povetkin's got to be 40.
And Huey Fury, huh? That's who he's facing, Huey Fury?
Yeah.
Is he gonna
I
win the
mean,
fight?
Hugh Fury should win. Povetkin's done, in my
Really?
opinion.
You got really?
Yeah, Povetkin's done. Look at shape he's in. He got knocked out in his last fight. You know, had a long career. He's been in tough fights. He's done, I think.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
Yeah, but I'm saying like again, I don't know much about Fury except for what I get from Unrivaled and from Johnny, but I'm talking like the guy's like a glorified cruiserweight, really.
So we
Like
had
he's
a
got no
donation
power.
here.
It's not just that. He just fights like Floyd Mayweather. He takes his power off his punches. He fights scared all the time. Like, he fights like he doesn't want to be a boxer. He just wants to
You talking
go in
about
there and get
Floyd,
a
right?
paycheck.
No, he's talking about
I'm talking about Huey Fury. He
Oh,
fights
sorry.
like Floyd. He just takes power off his punches. He fights like he doesn't want to be a boxer. I don't think he ever wanted to be a boxer. I think he was forced by his family into the boxing game.
Look, apology,
But here he is now.
Dr. Phil over here. But hold on, guys. Gonzalo, thank you for that contribution. He says Lomachenko looks like a wise and evil elf when he laughs. A wise and evil elf. Gonzalo, I don't know what that looks like, but go ahead, recognize.
No, I was gonna say I get surprised when boxing fans don't recognize, like, dude, when a guy's fighting off the back foot and he's not trying to get hit, he's nervous, he's afraid. Look, I boxed, and I've gotten to plenty of fights. The only time I didn't want to get hit was when I was a little afraid or nervous. That's it. When my balls were fully erect, I stood right in my ground.
Jesus Christ, this is a family show. My God.
Oh, sorry.
Lucha.
When I was like warmed up and ready to fight, and I felt like I could go blow for blow, then it wasn't. I stood my ground.
I'm saying like, you know what it is, man? All due respect, like I understand the not getting hit part, defense is part of it, right? But man, you got to give it up. You got to see the difference between a guy like, I mean, all right, rest in peace, man. No disrespect. Sweet Pea or Floyd versus like a guy like Lomachenko who's coming at you. He's making you miss as he's coming forward. He's making you miss in order to pivot off and crack you from an angle that you haven't even thought about yet. Multiple hooks. So they got to be a line drawn there, man. All due respect to any past fighters or Floyd.
All right. Sorry, but I forgot about the fucking phone lines. 337, you're on the air. 337.
What's up, guys?
Yep, who's this?
Dead Game Boxing.
Oh, Dead Game. All right, welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
Man, you guys are losing it, bro. You guys are comparing Lomachenko to Floyd and Sweet Pea, downplaying Floyd, bro.
No.
I don't understand.
God, I was just about to give you some credit, Dead Game, and you just fucked it up. Anyway.
I know you don't like me, bro. I know you don't like me. But
No,
man,
hey, Dead Game, there's nothing wrong with you, but your game is dead. Lomachenko could possibly be one of like the greatest fighters if he would have more fights in 13. Keep in mind that he was a 2-time gold medalist.
All right,
okay.
Dead Game, give us just criticism on Lomachenko. I want to hear your
bring it.
Your real criticism. Go ahead.
My real criticism is I'd like to just see him fight a few more fights, man. One loss, anybody can lose, man. That the business about a guy losing one fight is done as bull crap. One loss is not hurting Lomo. But my thing is, bro, y'all putting this guy on such a pedestal. That's why a lot of people don't like him, bro. He's not even trying to be on the same pedestal y'all putting him on.
Oh, like the way y'all put Wilder
on
the pedestal? The way y'all put Wilder on the pedestal?
Like
with that terrible style of fighting?
Who is y'all? Who is? Let me ask you something.
Dead Game. Yeah, you people.
Dead Game. I'm talking to you.
Matrix.
Dead Game.
You said you people, dog. That's fucked up.
Right.
Oh,
He's got 13 fights, but he's
Gonzalo.
a 3-time world champion. And if a lot of these fighters, like in general, the majority, if not everybody, by the time they step up, they take like 15 fights where they're facing fighters with the subpar record. And Lomachenko didn't do that. In the second fight, he faced the 3-time world champion in Salido and arguably won, but didn't get the decision. Guy said
Wilder
getting
fought a guy
overweight,
with 20
whatnot.
losses. Wilder fought a
Yes,
guy
those
with
13
20 losses.
fights. You add in fucking 15 cream pies or fucking tune-ups and step-ups.
Gonzalo, don't forget to add this in there. Wilder fought a guy with 20 losses.
All right, we gotta
Wilder doesn't have 13 fights as compared to what.
Gonzalo.
Go ahead. Apologies. I'm
Jesus.
done. Yeah, go ahead.
Gonzalo, you're gonna have to calm down. All right. I know you're very passionate, but let's not go crazy here. All right. Dead game. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm gonna hang up and call right back because I have a bad connection.
All right. All right. In the meantime, we have another phone call. So, all right. 501. 501. You're on the air.
Hey, you got it right this time. It ain't East Bay, it's Little Rock.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't see how you don't make the comparison. Like, how are we not talking about, or it's slander to talk about Loma in the same conversation as the Pernell Whitakers and the Floyd Mayweathers? Like, let me ask you this: when was Floyd's prime?
What was Floyd? What?
Prime.
Floyd's prime was obviously. I'm going to say, look, for me personally, Floyd's prime was when he from 130 to 140. Those were his best years. Where he was not prime. Excuse me. Where he was at his best. I thought where he was at his best was 130, 140.
I thought his prime was the Marquez fight. That was by far that was a masterpiece of a fight against a good Marquez. But there's all these questions because he ducked everybody for so long. Lomachenko doesn't have that opportunity because he doesn't have that kind of ferocity in league right now.
All right, let Endgame reply. Endgame. The Dead Game. Sorry, Dead Game. Go ahead.
I don't think that game had to hang up. He had to hang up and call
He was
back.
there. Damn it! All right. Anybody wants to reply to Chris?
Yeah. Look, I understand what Chris is saying. Look, to me, where he was at his best was 130, 140. I'm talking about power and speed, the mixture of power and speed.
I'm sorry, who's this, guys?
Chris.
We're talking about Floyd.
Okay, Floyd. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. So he asked Floyd in his prime. Yep. Now, he thought that Floyd in his prime was Marquez. It was a good performance, but remember, Marquez is coming up for the first time. And I get what you're saying because he did look really good, but Floyd's coming off of almost a 2-year layoff. So it's like
143 catch weight, Floyd blew it.
Right. I understand where he's coming from, but his best performance, his greatest performance was obviously the Ricky Hatton fight, even though it was kind of boring and it was kind of like dirty in a way. The Corrales fight was the masterpiece. The Gaddy fight was another masterpiece. But those are his best performances. What I'm trying to say, those were his greatest performances that I've seen in terms of domination. Now, his best fights I've ever seen him in was the fights where he was in trouble, where he had to make adjustments on the fly. And I thought he showed his brilliance there. That's where he showed that he's a special fighter. Was when he had to fight Cotto, when he realized I can't outbox this dude. This dude is actually beating me up as I'm on the back foot.
Mosley.
The Shane Mosley fight when he got cracked and he almost got knocked out, and he had to fight his way back to control the fight, and he did. Those are the fights that made him look good. Look, it's hard to compare. Like, to me, it's the eye test. I look at Lomachenko, I see a beast. Let's see him in trouble. And it might be a guy that you don't look. He could go in there with a well-named fighter like Rigo, came up in weight classes. Look, that happens, and it could be his easiest fight. It could be a guy that's on the come up, or a guy who's very well experienced, has lost fights like Campbell, and that guy gives him a good fight, and then we'll really see how good Lomachenko is, which I have a feeling he's going to show improve because he's been through adversity. He got dropped by Linares just to go back up and beat the shit out of Linares. Like, that tells me something about a fighter. You can't be just perfect and flawless and judge a guy on that. Roy Jones failed when he met adversity. As great as he was, he failed.
All right. Who's 484? You're on the air. 484. 484.
Vinnie Mac.
Vinnie Mac taking names.
That's Vinnie Mac? No, is that you, Vinnie Mac?
This is Vince.
No, that's not Vinnie Mac. All right, what's up, man? Who are you?
Vinnie Mac is 585.
Yeah, yes, he's 5 something. Who's?
How
yeah,
you
go ahead.
doing, Bucho?
Who is this?
I'm sorry. I had to call back one more time.
All right, I'm
fucking
confused.
Jackson. This is Jackson.
It's Jackson. Yeah, Jackson. Go ahead.
Because this is Vinnie Mac.
Where's Vinny at?
I don't know. Let's call him out. Vinny, if you're in the chat, please call in. All right, Jackson, do you want to chime in on this very interesting conversation?
No, yeah, I wanted to say something. I'm speeding. Fuck. Somebody said something real dumb in the chat. I needed to fucking address that. God damn. Fuck, what was that?
All right. Get some fresh air.
Hold
on. Then
when you find out, hit your vaporizer. You'll remember.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry, I don't know who
I
Dead
wanted
Game.
to say something about
quickly.
Is it recognize I'm coming for you?
It's all right. All right.
Hey, I don't know who in game Dead Game is. I've been out for about a week. I got sick.
No.
Yo, real quick, man. Hang on one second, my man.
All right, hold on. Jackson, call again later, okay, man?
Loma or Usyk? Loma or Usyk?
Are you high? Loma or Usyk?
You're faded, man. You're faded.
Loma or Usyk? Yeah, Loma.
Hit that bong again.
It's a legit question.
Okay, Loma or Usyk, everybody, including
Loma
Chris.
or Usyk?
All right. Well, we got it. All right.
Usyk? Wow.
They're carbon.
God damn it.
I can't hear him. Like, what's going on?
I don't know. All right, call back later, okay, Jackson? All right, I'm going to hang up.
Who's making that noise in the background?
Who's making that shit fucking noise, man?
Somebody's connection clipping out.
All right.
It can't be.
Isn't that
Chris
a
is still
cooler?
on the line. All right, hold on. Let's say, Chris, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I brought this up in the chat. It might be silly to y'all, but let's just put it out there. You remember when Tyson said that he would fight a lion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're okay. In his prime, who wins that fight?
The lion kills him.
Rehydration clause on the lion?
Hell no.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think,
bro,
if the lion
Tyson
can't
pops
get
out of
past
the
6,
lion's stomach.
Tyson's got
Listen,
a good
I have a
chance.
Rockwaller. Caller, I have a Rockwaller. If I let my Rockwaller go on Tyson's prime, he's dead.
Yeah, come on.
If I let my Rockwaller go on
Man,
Tyson in his prime, he's a dead man.
He ain't the
He's
black
died.
Siegfried and Roy, man. You saw how those guys went out, man. And Tigers do what they want. Hey, listen, and to Dead Game, just to be clear, man, I never talked to him before, but I'm not saying that that Loma's got the defensive prowess of Mayweather. Maybe a lot of people don't. I don't care either because Loma's getting hit more than Mayweather does.
I don't think anyone does.
And Jones took a lot more shots than Mayweather does because they're actually trying to come back and come in there and throw some punches. So
of course,
I understand it's not just not get hit, it's hit and don't get hit. So you got to compromise in
the
there.
hit is very important as well. The hit part.
Yeah, I mean, it is boxing, man. I do tune
Yeah.
in for the hits. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right, Chris, thanks for calling, man. You can maybe call later if you want. Thank you
right.
for calling. All right, we have another phone call. 510. You're on the air. 510.
What's up, everybody? This is Ross Clark, the most undefeated. 57-0. What's the topic? What's the topic tonight? What we talking about?
Wait a second. You were 51-0 like a week ago. How
yeah,
you
who are you,
57-0
Chavez?
now?
Who are you, Chavez? Padding your record?
No, recognize.
Yeah.
Recognize. I'm 57-0. I had to beat a few clowns in the debate recently in the chat.
Oh, I got you. So you had people double teaming you.
I rack up wins all the time, man. All the time.
God damn, that's a
All
streak
right
there. 7-fight streak.
Yeah.
All right,
What are we
give it to
talking
you.
about? Are we comparing Floyd Mayweather to Lomachenko?
Yes,
no, listen, straight up, Rascal, it's scale bender, man. I wasn't comparing. Somebody brought up Mayweather. Somebody also brought up Lomachenko. Somebody brought up Mayweather's defensive prowess, and said basically this. What was his name? Endgame or Dead Game? I'm sorry, I'm getting his name wrong. Basically, saying, look, I just want to see Loma fight a little bit more. You can't compare him to Floyd for his defense. And I said, yeah, I'm not. I'm saying Floyd probably got him defensively, but how about offensively, man? Like, he catches a few more shots than Floyd did, but goddamn, he's throwing punches, finishing guys like a fucking highlight reel. And don't give me this shit about Floyd's young, smaller weight classes either, guys. I don't want to hear that shit. Look, what weight division Floyd start out at?
130. 130.
30.
130. Yeah.
He turned pro at 30.
No, he turned pro at 130.
At 130, yeah, at 30. Okay, so he turned pro at 130. Shit, he must have been an offensive fucking juggernaut at 130 and 135 because
he was
at 40 at 47. Yeah, I mean, so what? You're saying early 20s when he's. I'm saying like his first 20, 30 fights we're talking about here, like he's making his name.
He fought his first 20 to 30 fights from 130 to 140.
Yeah, I'm saying though, like Lomachenko came in at 126, and
no, I get what you're saying.
He's 10 pounds. He's 10 pound heavier from where he came in.
But let's hear Ross Cloud.
Yeah, my bad, Ross Cloud. My bad, baby.
What do you think about
that caller was kind of breaking up, but I kind of got what he was trying to say. And the difference is Lomachenko doesn't have a size advantage at the weight class he's at, 130 and 135. Floyd Mayweather was offensively sound at 130 because he had a size advantage. Again, I said this before. Even when he fought Diego Corrales was taller, but he had shorter arms, which is why Diego Corrales was trying to get in on the inside, but Floyd Mayweather kept him on the outside. And he was weight drained. You don't see these things with Lomachenko. Lomachenko is fighting literally top guy after top guy with no advantage. The only advantage that he had was when he went against Rigondeaux, who had an age and a size disadvantage.
Totally agree with.
I didn't realize he started at 30, man.
Yeah, I totally agree with what Ross just said. That is one thing that I forgot to bring up, but it was there. Obviously, size. Floyd was at 130. One of the he had no size advantage. It is what it is, and he was fast. That's fast as those little guys.
Yo, you're breaking up. Recognize.
You're breaking up. Recognize.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, you guys are breaking up. I can't hear them either.
No. No, it's Bucho, by the way, and Recognize was breaking
that was,
up.
That was me, Ross.
That was
You're good now.
It's the mic. It's the mic. All right.
Floyd also had a longer reach than everyone else, so he could just start in dial or just stay outside and just.
Floyd has a unique reach advantage because he's 5'8" with a 72-inch reach. That's usually of a guy who's like 5'11". You know, like I could see a guy 5 feet 11 inches tall with a 72-inch reach. Floyd had that with a 5'8" height, so that's pretty unique too.
And to Recognize, what's up, boy?
What's going on?
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, hold on. Who's breaking up like that?
Recognize, man. What?
Recognize, man. Your mic or something. It's pretty bad.
Wait. That's me. You sure about that? Because
you can hear it.
Yeah, you're chewing.
Everybody's
You're chewing
breaking
food.
up. All you
Recognize.
guys are
That's
breaking
why
up.
you sound like choppy.
No,
Is it me breaking
I'm not
up?
eating anything.
No,
I'm not
Jimmy, you're
eating
good.
anything.
You're good. It's been going on for a
I'm
while.
just kidding, brother.
No,
I'm
it's
just joking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna mute myself and see if you hear that noise.
All right. No, it's you. Recognize. Try to fix
Recognize
it,
lifting
please.
weights again. He's down in the weight room. Yo, Jimmy, what's up, man?
Yeah, but I'm not
What's
even
going
using
on, man?
microphone.
Oh, we got Jimmy.
Yeah, if it gets loud, I'm on the streets of Boston right now. So if it gets loud, or I'm near some fucking wankers or something, I'll mute up. But yeah, no, I was gonna say. But listen, I was, I was around watching all that shit from Floyd coming up, and he never, to the time he retired, was held. Listen, I've never seen any fighter get held to the standards Lomachenko did. His second, of course, Salito's pulled out like it's fucking kryptonite. You know what I mean? That's he lost to Salito. The kid was a welterweight. He literally came in that night, weighed 147 pounds. He landed 164 fucking punches that night. 74 of them were Lomachenko's dick.
Jimmy, there's some background noise. Not background noise, but it's like there's some sort
Yeah,
of
it's not
noise.
me because I have my mic muted the whole time.
Yeah,
Is
you're
it
right.
better now?
Both.
Yes.
Jimmy,
better
you on
now?
like you on like a headsets, like a earbuds?
Yeah, I have to because all right. Let me try taking them out. Let me see.
Just watch it then
No,
bump
it's
against
fine
your
now.
shirt, like your mic's clipping. That's all.
Yeah. Now it's fine. And he wasn't recognized, so sorry, recognize.
Apologize, you
Go
jerk.
back to your power
Apologize.
cleans. Yeah, go back to your power cleans. You're good.
So you're not eating the Cheetos? Recognize?
No, I'm not eating Cheetos.
Fucking guys got dishes and shit. Oh, I'm working out.
Cheeto hands. All right, we lose
I like
Jimmy.
cheese noodles. Cheese noodles.
Yo, go ahead, Jimmy, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jimmy. I apologize, bro. Go ahead.
Jimmy. He's trying to fix his earphones or whatever. Do we still have Rasclot?
Look.
Yeah.
Ross.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lomachenko, and before I didn't like the fact that he fought in the Olympics twice. I wish he would have went pro the first time he won, but you know what? Maybe he was just cleaning up, polishing up because he started later. He has the opportunity to just fight top guys. So he doesn't have time to waste like other people, like let's say like Gervonta Davis or someone, or Shakur Stevenson, where they got to fight guys to build them up. Lomachenko fought the top guys at amateur, and I know it's just amateur, but going into professional and then fighting like somebody like Salito in his second fight, that's super impressive. Like you can't take that away from Lomachenko. Like and I thought he won that fight. Like Salito lost that fight in my opinion. The guy's supposed to be undefeated, but he has that loss. So we can't take no credit away from him. Like maybe this is something that a lot of amateurs should do. Maybe they should stay in amateurs longer until they're absolutely ready.
Ross brings up a very good point, man. If you watch other sports, the development, like baseball, for example, the development sometimes might take a little longer, so that when you get in, once they call you up to the pros, you're 100% ready to go. So there is some good points that he just brought up. There are some fighters that are, a lot of Western fighters that look like you can tell their amateur pedigree wasn't really that good. They're like learning on the job.
Yeah.
It's true. And Lomachenko is getting better because, like, this is a whole different time. This isn't the 1920s and 1930s. People's bodies are more preserved. People are eating better. People are training better, and they're running in proper shoes, running on the proper type of just the equipment is a lot better. So these fighters can last longer. And Lomachenko, I feel like even though at his age, he got like at least 4 more good years. Like I don't think Lomachenko's going to slow down until he's like 37. Then he's going to start slowing down, in my opinion.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I mean, barring an injury, that could happen. Yeah.
Bucho, can I say something? I know
Or
you can bring
injury,
yes.
a
yeah, unless
timeout.
he get that, let that happen.
No, go ahead, Gonzalo.
I'm absolutely agree with the Rasclot because when you have over 300 amateur fights and you only had 13 fights as a pro, but you have become a three-time world champion, that means a lot more than having 15 tune-ups to where if you add that into the equation, Lomachenko would have like around just right below 30 professional fights. And those are a given that he would have won, but he had a long amateur career too, was a two-time gold medalist. So I agree with Raslat. That means a lot. And I kind of like, I feel bad that Dead Game would say that I don't like him because he's not judging me because for who I am. Because I have nothing against Dead Game. I don't even know him. I just wanted to say that Lomachenko had a long career as an amateur to where there's tune-ups. That's why he fast-tracked. 13 fights, he didn't need 15 step-ups. Because if you give him those 15 step ups plus the 13, it puts him into the conversation to it's comparable to like Sugar Ray Leonard where he only had 40 fights. Sleepy didn't have a lot of fights either. He would be doing around the same as a professional, but that's it.
Yep. And
Good point.
another thing about Lomachenko, he wasn't ready. I mean, it was certain things that Salido did that he wasn't really ready for yet. But I guarantee you, had they had an immediate rematch, Lomachenko would have destroyed Salido, even with a weight advantage on the scale. And that's the reason why you didn't see a rematch. Because he got beat up in that fight. Salido lost that fight.
Yeah, he didn't want the rematch.
It's too bad. It's too bad that they had a sickening referee like that in that fight that night.
Lawrence Cole, piece of shit.
Yeah, Lawrence Cole's probably.
Imagine getting hit in the balls for the 50th time and then looking over and Cole's just like staring at you.
And
With
Lawrence
his bow tie on and his little doughboy haircut.
Lawrence Cole is he's actually a really bad referee. I can buy his lie. Like I wouldn't consider it a lie. He said I didn't see them land on his balls. Because he's really that bad.
Like hooks to the ball, like uppercut to your nuts, and Lawrence Cole's like, hey. He's grabbing guys' arms, and remember, you ever see him grab a guy's arm like in there in the clinch, and they're both throwing it in the clinch, and they're throwing with their free hand, and he'll grab somebody's arm and yank it.
Did he referee the Becco? What's that guy's name? Albert Morris fight. Was that him?
Any big fight in Texas, he's pretty much ref.
Yeah, anything in Texas, he goes
Becco
through Lawrence Cole.
Yeah, that is
where
the same ref.
Morris low-blowed him like 35 times.
Yeah,
and Lawrence Cole did nothing.
He could have been involved with that one. Go ahead, Ross.
Yep. Oh no, I was gonna say, I want people to end this rumor saying that Mikey Garcia could beat Lomachenko. That is false. I think Mikey Garcia will get his ass whooped. He's too fat and he's too out of shape to fight someone like Lomachenko. Just because he fought Spence and lost to Spence doesn't mean he can automatically beat Lomachenko. That's people who don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah,
Loma's a better finisher than he would have knocked him. Loma knocked.
Look, people think that when we say that, I'm not saying Loma will go in there and fight big ass Earl Spence and beat him. What I'm saying is, even when all things considered, Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko are more or less the same size. Actually, Garcia is a naturally bigger guy than Lomachenko. He would, if he fought him at 135 or 140 even maybe. I think even at 140, to be honest with you, I think Lomachenko gives this dude a boxing lesson. Only shot Mikey Garcia has is to knock him out. Like literally, you got to stop him.
Knock him out.
Boxing wise, hand wise,
get
out of here with that. Go ahead, Ross.
Yep. No, recognize. Let me ask you this, and this is a conspiracy. Is it possible that Al Heyman asked Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia to make it a 12-round fight? Is that possible? Because honestly, I think Errol Spence could have went in there and destroyed him.
it wouldn't surprise me. I'll be honest with you. It wouldn't surprise me that Earl Spence was told to like don't go beast mode on him. You pretty much have this fight. But look, I look at it like this. What did he prove in there that he can? The only thing he can do is go 12 rounds. And that was it.
Yeah, but look, yo, check it out, man.
Just recognize.
First of all, you don't
real
gotta
quick,
tell
real
Mikey
quick, just
Garcia to
recognize,
carry
think about
Spence.
it.
But I'm saying, hey, Rascal, I'm asking, like you think Al told basically the jewel of the PBC, let's just call it that, right? I mean, I'd say if I had to pick one guy in the PBC that they really want to be behind, it's Spence, right? You think they told him to carry Garcia? Like, don't finish him?
Well, listen, listen, brother, check this out. It's a business move, right? Earl Spence still comes out with a win, and Mikey Garcia landing going 12. Now it's an interesting fight to see him fight Danny Garcia. Had he stopped him early, no one wants to see a Danny Garcia versus a Mikey Garcia. No one would want to see a Sean Porter versus Mikey Garcia. You get it? Because he got destroyed by Earl Spence.
Yeah.
But since that it goes 12, now he has two fighters that he can still sell for big money.
All right, guys.
I'm saying, Rascal, like, do you think like
interrupt for
that's like telling Khan to like telling Canelo not to knock Khan out. I mean, bad look for Spence.
Hold on.
I think he went for it. I think he. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Chris K in the chat, thank you for the contribution. He says Lomachenko against Lawrence Cole, book it. Gonzalo in the chat also, thanks for the contribution. He says, I'm a Lomachenko fanboy. I guess I must be Ukrainian. Ha ha ha. I like Lomachenko because he's skilled, but personally because he's a body puncher. So there you go. Gonzalo likes Lomachenko. He's not a fanboy just because he's Ukrainian. All right, go ahead, guys.
Rascal, did you catch the weigh-in, man?
Oh no, I didn't see it. I didn't see the way in. I'll watch it when I get off.
All right. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying though about that. I thought it was funny as far as I think Lomachenko would make an example out of Mike, like a highlight reel type of thing. If that's the same Mikey that came in,
Definitely.
Snacked out as he wants to be. But as far as Spence goes, man, the guy laid off for 14 months or something like that prior to that fight with Mikey. The guy had a tremendous cut. I mean, he had a cut probably. You could see it in the press conference the week of the fight. He looked like very uncomfortable, very irritable, sucked in, long layoff. He had a little bit of ring rust. And you know what, man? From the fourth round on, Garcia didn't have anything for him. Nothing to keep him off of him. But you let the guy show up on the ropes like that, finish the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And a lot of people don't know Earl Spence has fired his original strength training coach. So I don't know who his strength training coach was for this fight, but in his previous fights before the Mikey Garcia, that guy always had him on point and ready to fight.
Yo, Ross, let me tell you something. If that's if that's what he's going, he might lose to Sean Porter, bro. Like Sean Porter, you better be ready for that shit. Say what you want about Sean Porter. It's gonna be in your fucking chest.
Yeah, but you know what though, Recognize? I agree with you. The thing is, Sean Porter been in so many fights, man, with that style and the way he looked against Ugas. I see Spence I think this is the perfect time to fight Porter. We could be wrong though. We could be wrong. I honestly think 3 years ago Porter washed his Spence, but not now. Just not now.
3 years ago, Porter washes Spence. 3 years ago.
They probably see something in
I think
Porter.
so, but his style is just bad. His style is bad.
Yeah. I agree with Rossclot. I think Spence was unproven then, and he didn't develop his skills as much as he has now.
He's saying 3 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, he thinks he gets washed. Spence.
Wow.
You think about it. Look at the style that Porter has. That style, you can't do that every single fight. You just can't. That bullying and bulldog style, I mean, I don't know. I think Spence is going to just wash him. Like, I think it's going to beat him bad, personally.
I mean, listen, you heard after the Mikey fight, he mentioned that the long layoff kind of It didn't mess him. He mentioned the long layoff being the severe cut in weight from what he was laying off, walking around at during his layoff till that fight to make 47 again was. He just mentioned something about from here on forward I'm staying on weight. Meaning I'm not going to let it get out of control. A lot of these guys blow up on a long layoff. I blow up, on layoff or not. But anyway, the thing is, we'll see how Spence looks. What's that fight in December or November? That's a November fight. That's before AJ and
November, right?
Ruiz. Yeah, November, late November, I think. Hey, Rascalot,
And can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go.
Can I say something? Huey Fury, I hope he gets knocked out by Povetkin. He's the most boring fighter right now next to Parker. And when Parker fought Huey Fury, I was falling asleep.
I agree.
That's what I was going to ask you about Povetkin Fury.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I hope Povetkin knocks him out, but he's too old.
yeah.
Oof.
By the way, Trap Media is in the chat. Trap, get Discord, man, or call in. We want to hear from you. I want to hear.
Oh wow, I haven't heard from Trap in a
Trap.
long time. What happened?
We need to talk about Baby Miller. So please call in.
Oh shit. Hey, anybody got contact info for Jimmy, man? Like, what does he do? Like,
well, not really.
Twitter?
I mean, I sent him a message on Twitter and I sent him a message on this thing. I mean, we could try and call him.
Well, no, he's off. He's not on Discord right now. He's not active on Discord right now. He disconnected. So I.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Yo, Jimmy, if you're listening, reconnect, man. It's just your microphone. Just as long as I want to hear what Jimmy's got to say about all these fights. I always listen when Jimmy talks, man. He's got a lot of knowledge in the game.
Hey, real quickly, I heard you guys talking about it, but I couldn't really listen to all of it. But this is before I jumped on. Kovalev, Canelo. This is the way I see it. If it's at 175, no problem with the weight. No stipulation on rehydration. I think Kovalev wins that fight pretty wide in terms of scoring. I don't think he'll knock him out, though it's possible, but it would be late. I think Kovalev wins that fight, and he does it in pretty impressive fashion. I don't think Kovalev brings anything that, in reality, turns out to be a problem, a real big problem for Kovalev.
It's just too big of a jump for Canelo. I don't even know why he's talking. It's just like 60 and 75 are so far apart, man. That's just two totally different aims and everything.
Yeah, I just think that.
I would agree with the conversation. Recognize, and I actually thought that you were going to get on it a little bit earlier. Not that I'm chomping at the bit because I'm a Canelo fan, that I'm just waiting to speak. But because I heard you guys on Anthony's podcast. Well, I was listening. Actually, I couldn't sleep. It was like 3 a.m. And this was going on for a while, and we actually don't know if it's going to happen. But the thing with Kovalev that I cannot let go. Now, I do agree with you guys that Precise brought that video to light to where Kovalev is actually like a very good body puncher with the straight punches. But the thing that I cannot let go is that Kovalev himself does not take a body shot too well because he's got a bad liver, in my opinion. That's one thing that I cannot let go.
You know something? Look, I'm sorry, I apologize. I was going to add this real quick. I get what you're saying. Here's the problem. The way I look at it, in the ring boxing technical point, why I think that it's going to be hard for Canelo. The reason why I think it'll be hard for him is because Kovalev has the right type of jab to okay, you see when he likes to come in, when Canelo tries to come in, he pivots off that front foot and throws the left hook. All he has to do as a good jabber is do a little step aside round and stick the jab in his face. He tries. Okay, he's gonna get there first. So, the body punching. I get what people are saying. He would have to catch him with something off guard, not in his proper guard, not in his proper stance. If he's in his proper stance, proper guard, no, it's not that easy to hit a tall guy like that with a great jab to body, especially when he's going to be punching you in your chest. So
All right,
it's going to be.
Yeah, go ahead. Just finish your point.
No, that's it.
Okay, we got another phone call, so I have to interrupt. 818, you're on the air. 818.
Yeah, I called you guys back if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Might chime in.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I kind of want to, discuss like Kovalev and like his career. Like, what do you guys think is like his career-defining win, other than like obviously like the first award fight, and then if he's done enough to be a candidate for like a Hall of Fame like inductee.
Definitely, and I think his best win is probably the first Pascal fight, because Kovalev showed good chin in that fight. He broke Pascal down. I believe wasn't he? Did he have a belt or something? I don't remember. But that was a fun fight. That was an exciting fight, and yeah, he broke Pascal down and showed good boxing skills. As for his whole career, definitely. He defended his title against all comers. He showed how skillful for boxing he is. So why not put him in the Hall of Fame? I mean, we got a fictional character in the Hall of Fame, so why not?
Definitely, and he should at least be the top 10 pound for pound. In my opinion, like top 5.
Wait, what?
That's all.
What? Kovalev? Now?
Yes.
Oh,
He
okay.
avenged his loss against Eleider Alvarez, and he won that first fight against Andre Ward. He's only lost 3 times against 2 undefeated fighters. He lost 3 times against 2 guys that were undefeated, and that one fight against Andre Ward, he got robbed, and he later avenged that fight against Eleider Alvarez. So why not? I mean, he does have a draw, but anyhow, with the record of 39 victories, 37 victories, and 28 KOs with the 76% KO percentage, why not?
I'll tell you how we can settle this right now. You know who's in this on the panel right now is not McGregor, but Miggs. If y'all seen Silence of the Lambs, Miggs. Couple cells down from Hannibal Lecter jacking off and throwing it at Clarice Starling. Straight out of the cell. Mark Miggs, Unrivaled Boxing Talk. What up, Mark?
Hello. Hi.
What's up?
Nothing. I've just 14 minutes of silence.
Oh, well, man, it's a full house, man. It's a full house, and we actually we have another phone call, so we're gonna have. Well, what do we do here?
Should I drop off?
Well, you can stay in there, but you can drop off whenever you want. All right. So next phone call 484. You're on the air. 484.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I just want to ask you guys if you think that Canelo-Kovalev fight happens, and you think Kovalev goes all out, do you think Canelo does have the chin to withstand a Kovalev onslaught? Say it's like Kovalev knows he's not going to win on the cards. He just goes all in. Do you think, because Canelo is a natural like 155, or what's junior Canelo weight?
Well, he's not a natural.
55.
That's called
No, wait, hold on.
154 pounds.
No, he's not. But when he was at 154, people were saying that he was a weight bully. So either he's a weight bully or he wasn't.
He's 160. Man.
Guys, the frame. Look at the frames, man. They got Canelo at 5'8". Sergey Kovalev 4 inches taller. Right out of the box. Frames are so far.
His point is, can Canelo take his power? I think he can, but eventually, I see Kovalev breaking him down, just like he did Giard. But I think he definitely can take Kovalev's power.
It's gonna be a catch weight, you guys.
Well, then fuck it. Then fucking, I'm done with it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a catch weight.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. If it's a catch weight, I'm not watching the fight. I don't care.
No.
Like,
if it's a
guys,
catch weight, the belt's not
you
on
know
the
what
line,
that
right?
means? That means you can't be a catch weight.
Yes, it is. And it's gonna be a catch weight.
For a 175-pound belt.
Is it going to involve the belt?
That's why it would really suck, Bucho.
Let him finish.
You can't defend Canelo. Go ahead, apology.
Do you
No,
think
let the
Kobe
caller
still
finish.
has the fucking psycho Russian power to still knock him out?
Yeah. No, if he's drained, no.
Because that right hand has been suspect lately.
All right, hold on. We on another phone call. Jesus Christ, we're getting a lot of people in the.
It's gonna be a catch.
Hold on, give me
It's
just
gonna
2
be
seconds.
a catch weight, and if it's under 175, then that's a super middleweight fight.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, that's what's gonna happen, and or some rehydration clause.
Bullshit.
It's gonna
That's
be
what it is.
nasty. But hold on, guys. 315 you're on the air. 315. 315.
Hey, what's going on, Bujo? This is 1-2 Kid, and I'm checking in. And I'm about to drop some jewels on that Canelo Kovalev fight. Yo,
Go ahead.
If that goes down, I think that 1 second. Canelo gonna leave with a big black eye, but he gonna finish Kovalev by beating up on that shriveled liver he got, drinking all that boxing shit. You know what I'm saying? He gonna beat up on that old man because I think Canelo can take his punch for a little while, and he fights in spurts. But I think he'll take a couple of them big jabs and them right hands. He might take one or two and counter here and there. But once he gets inside, Kovalev can't do nothing when you're on the inside, and he ain't gonna gas out like yard. That shit ain't happening.
Just like
he can do that against Triple G, dog.
What happens if
Shit, he can do that against Triple G. How the fuck is he gonna get inside on Kovalev to go to his body?
1-2 Kid.
I'll tell you how.
When,
you got it.
What happens when Kovalev? Hold on.
You gotta be
what
kidding.
When,
he can get inside on Kovalev.
Is this Conor McGregor? Who the fuck?
Hey, let me ask the caller a question. What happens when, if anybody knows about boxing, what happens when a good jabber who shoots from his front foot, his left front, he leads with his left, and he punches, and when he punches, he turns to his left. What happens to the body punching for his opponent? What automatically starts happening?
Well,
there is no opportunity to
take
punch in the body. What I'm trying to get to. So, for instance, you're an orthodox fighter.
Answer.
Huh?
Answer it.
Well, I think that Canelo, I think he got good footwork and he can cut the ring off very well.
No, I agree.
He likes to counter punch. And once you
good footwork is shit. What are you talking about?
On Canelo, that's when he catches you. So when he tries to commit long range, he makes that switch. You know what I'm saying? He makes that switch.
No, I don't.
And then he pulls back, and then boom, right to the liver. Because what do you do when somebody's throwing a jab at you, and then when he commits to that right hand, what do they do? What Mike used to do. He duck under,
I know
hook to the left, and throw the liver shot. Throw the hook to the liver.
Yo, can I ask?
Hold on. Let McGregor respond. He has talk.
If he hits him in that grizzled liver, it's
all right, liver shot. I got you. Migs, go ahead.
Bro, let McGregor respond.
Kovalev.
Yeah.
Can Canelo even
1-2
hurt
Kid.
Kovalev if it's not a catch?
1-2 Kid.
Joe, can you mute 1-2 Kid?
All right,
I just want to ask him one question. Who has Canelo, other than Rocky Fielding, stopped with body shots in his last 5 fights or 6 fights?
Exactly. That's my point.
Thank you.
Come on, Gonzalo.
You asked
Come on.
who he stopped in the last 5
Come
fights.
on. Hold on. Gonzalo, I'm going to ask you a question.
Guy.
I'm going to ask you an honest question. Can you stop answering questions for callers that I asked?
Okay.
We already know your knowledge. That's why you're on the damn panel.
Okay.
Sorry, Migs.
Right? He stopped Beefy Smith, bro. A 154-pounder. Right? And it took him 9 to 10 rounds to do that. Kovalev is a 175-pound career light heavyweight. Career. The only person who has actually stopped him with body shots was ranked number one, and even then, that's questionable that he stopped him with body shots. The only person who actually really worked his body over was a guy ranked number one pound for pound on the
He wasn't
planet
number one
according
pound
to
for
Ring
pound. So.
Magazine.
He was number one pound for pound.
He was the number.
I
Yeah,
said according to Ring
Mark is
Magazine.
saying, but Mark is saying, if you read the print, he was considered the number one pound for pound fighter at the time. What he's saying is,
I don't give a shit what your opinion is or my opinion is. I'm just going the guy who was considered.
No, Mark, I'm on your side. I'm
talking to Bucho. Bucho just wanted to interject. Bucho, shut up for a minute. Yeah, you've been on for 3 hours.
Bucho
Right?
hadn't said anything.
I haven't said shit, man. All right, guys. Guys.
Fuck, I'm talking.
All right.
Guys.
Go ahead, McGregor.
Got a little out of order yourself.
And then when you look at Kovalev, he is rated. He is probably one of the best body punchers in the sport, and nobody really seems to notice. Against Anthony Yarde, the dude landed over 109 jabs to the body. Against Anthony Yarde, Canelo takes time off from rounds. He can't do that against a guy who has a significant reach advantage when Canelo's feet are slowing down because of his gimp knee.
Dude, McGregor is spot on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, can I add one thing also? Canelo cut the ring off. Like, against top fights, can't cut the ring off.
Look, y'all gonna let me answer?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Look, you can say that the man is the pound for pound. When Ward stopped him, and then he stopped him with nut shots. I'm being honest. That's how he stopped him. But them body shots was just. I don't know. When he takes body shots, something happens, man. Something happens. He starts folding up, and I can assure you, you don't need to be a big, a big dude to land a body shot, because I've dropped people with body shots when I was fighting in the lighter weight. Big dudes, heavyweights. I dropped a heavyweight with a left hook to the body and a straight right hand to the body. So when your insides are moving around, it don't matter your stats. None of that shit matters, man. Especially if your fucking guts is all fucked up to begin with.
Yeah, I'd agree. I would agree with you.
Somebody to the body and hurt him.
Canelo doesn't have the power. Canelo's power's overrated.
What the fuck is written in history? You know what I'm saying? I don't care how many motherfuckers he beat up. I like Kovalev. I'm not even a big Canelo fan, but I think Canelo can do it.
All right. By the way, the Beefy Smith thing.
Am I racist?
Who said? All right.
Am I racist?
No one said that. Yo, let Beatrice talk. You lot sharp.
This guy knows his shit, man. I'm just gonna let you guys know. This guy, black guys know their boxing too, man. Black guys know their boxing. This guy knows his shit. I'm serious, man. I'm serious.
Who said they don't know boxing?
It's true, man. This guy knows his shit.
All right.
Canelo has never knocked out a freaking top 175 pounder with a body shot, though.
Yeah, but this is Kovalev.
It doesn't matter what
Dude, he hasn't knocked out any top guy with a body shot. You don't understand the point we're trying to tell you.
Right.
1-2
What I'm
kid.
trying to say is Kovalev is on the decline. Can you agree with me on that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
He's on the decline.
He's got enough to knock.
Because that was Kovalev. If that was Kovalev 5 years ago or 4 years ago when he fought Yarde wouldn't have lasted fucking 4 rounds.
Nah, 4 minutes.
What's your point?
Am I lying? Okay.
No, what's your point?
Put the shit together. Put it all together. You can't just say, "Oh well, this dude did this then, and this dude can do this." And he's on the decline, man. He's gonna fall off. I don't think he beats any of the champions at 175. That's why.
Okay, how about
exactly.
What about? Okay, so what's that have to do with Canelo?
Apology, nothing. Even if it was Canelo or anybody else, Kovalev is ripe for the pickings, and it just so happens.
Yeah, but not by Canelo.
Exactly.
You can tap somebody to the
Of
body,
course.
dude.
Exactly.
Look, naturally,
Of course,
your
but
elbow
Canelo doesn't
something
have-
to the side of your.
What happens when Canelo starts getting punched in the body?
Guys, I'm gonna have to mute people.
If that's the case,
Hold on. All right.
Canelo, if Kovalev is on the decline, then Canelo gets no credit if he beats Kovalev.
All right. Guys, I'm gonna hang up on all the phone calls. Guys, hold on. I'm gonna hang up all the phone calls, and then I'm gonna call back certain people. All right, because this is getting too chaotic. All right, so I'm gonna hang up. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
Nice
all right.
debating with you.
All right, all right. Hold on. All right, we got another phone call. 203, you're on the air. 203.
Yo.
Who's this? Nicholas Walters again?
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Revolucion?
But it's Nicholas Walters. No, it's not. It's the Revolution. How y'all doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Could you speak a little bit louder?
Yeah. It's Revolution. I'm chilling. This is my last night at the liquor store job. I'm eating pizza in the office. My coworkers are happy. I
Nice.
just want to call in and say hello. Say what's up to my buddies.
All right.
A little quick prediction. Hurt me. Oh, more. Like that song. Yeah, my quick little prediction: 8th round TKO. Wait, no, 8th round solid KO for Lomachenko.
8th?
8th round KO.
Okay, I got it. Got it.
Okay. Yeah, guys.
All
what
right.
else is up, man? Lot
Interesting debate. I want to continue the debate we were having, but it was just too chaotic, people screaming, and that's the reason why I don't like to take phone calls when we have like 8 panelists or 6 panelists. It's just crazy. So I don't know how
It doesn't have to be though, Bucho. It doesn't have to be.
Well, then nobody can hear me for some reason. So it's just crazy.
I want to tell the caller something right now. You can go back and listen to the replay. The callers are potted very low on this Discord system. So
No, but Pete, it's not only that. Because people are screaming over here and giving sermons and speaking very long.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like you got like but Kovalev said, like, come on. You know? So I want who's the one? Okay, I forgot the names. Who was the guy who was saying that Gonzalo, who was the guy you were agreeing with? The caller. Did I mute Gonzalo or something? Wait, hold on. Oh, no. Anyways. No, I have to unmute everybody now.
Shout out to black people too. Gonzalo, that was good. That was a nice compliment.
All right, everybody's unmuted now. Sorry for that,
Save the
but
blacks.
it was fucking crazy. All right, we also have Precise. Precise, are you there?
Lobito.
All right, we have Precise. Is everybody unmuted?
I think we're all good.
Yeah, I'm muted. Can you hear me?
All right.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Everybody's fine. I had to mute people. It was just fucking crazy. Too emotional here. Too emotional. Talking about Canelo and Golovkin. Sorry, and Kovalev.
Hey, I'm just gonna jump off. I want to tell a little quick story. A little quick one. It's actually about Nicholas Walters.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, dude, I met Nicholas Walters earlier this year. I don't know. Did I bring this up ever?
Nope.
I don't think I did. I brought it. I met him like late March, like around my birthday time. Like I was down. I had to file my income taxes. Actually, I went to H&R Block. And
happy birthday,
man! Motherfucker, Nicholas Walters is Nicholas Walters works at an H&R Block now. So now
okay, that's very good news. All right, we'll take a picture and send it to us.
Cool story, bro. He's processing your return, then he quit. All right, listen.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Precise, what's up, man? You got
Walters. Okay, that was fucking lame. I'm sorry, everybody.
Never call back on. Actually, never show your face on this show again. All right.
Precise, what up, man?
All right, Revolution. Take care or whatever, or
bye.
Call back later. All right.
That was bad.
Enjoy your pizza, man. All right,
Looks like
Precise.
I
Welcome.
missed the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came too late. He always late, aren't you?
Well, that's good because he was too crazy, man. Too crazy.
So who's the moderator, Pete or Apology? We can't have two moderators.
No, exactly. It was Pete and Apology, and everybody's trying to. I mean, I appreciate the effort here to moderate because it's too chaotic and nobody can hear me. But it's just too much. All right.
Moderate yourself.
I'm trying. Nobody can hear me.
Get a gavel.
Nobody can hear me,
like
man.
Gentlemen, goddamn.
All right.
I saw the video, precise.
God.
I'm sorry, Bucho. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Just you don't have to scream. You don't have to scream. Go ahead.
My bad.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I think people are going overboard with this. Canelo walks through Kovalev. I
Nobody said that,
crack,
man. Oh, nobody's saying this.
Nobody. No, I'm not saying you guys don't.
No, I know.
Nobody. Calm down. Calm down. A lot of people said this. I'm not saying on the show, but I've heard a lot of people in video about how Canelo is going to walk through Kovalev. Crack. I think having Canelo as the favorite, people are crack. Now, obviously, we know the politics, but I'm not worried about the politics. I ain't talking about the politics. I'm just talking boxing, okay? We're talking pure boxing. Kovalev schools Canelo and knocks him out late, okay? Like, anybody who disagrees, I got one question. Please provide me with an example of a guy stepping up 2 weight classes after he already moved up a couple and walking through, or without the shadow of a doubt, beating a top level guy in that weight, that new weight division. No tune up, okay? No tune up. Just going 2 weight divisions up. Because I could give you a handful of very recent examples where people got excited about the little guy stepping up in weight, and they were mightily disappointed. So if you're telling me Canelo is going to buck that trend, you got to give me some pretty damn good reason why and how he does it. I ain't talking about corruption. I ain't talking about the fight being fixed. I'm talking about legitimately in the box, mano a mano. So anybody wants to go.
It's like once a year we go through that.
Yeah, before
once a year, Rigo
continue.
going up to,
See,
Rigo
nobody
going
can
up
hear
to
me.
Loma.
Nobody can hear me. See, nobody
Yeah,
can
let
hear me.
Gonzalo respond.
Yeah,
No, nobody can hear me.
I want to hear him.
See, guys on YouTube. I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not
Kovalev is
crazy.
the champion at 175 and should be favored at least to 5-1, as you mentioned, precise. Especially after seeing him punch that training ball, that tennis ball, where he's using the Lomachenko, exercise to where he punches down and could definitely catch a Canelo. But anytime you have a short fighter versus a tall fighter, just think of the heavyweights as an example, but don't take it literally. To where you have a big guy facing a small guy, where you got the short, stout guy that's muscular versus the tall, lanky guy that has longer reach and still has punching power. I think to where one guy can slip the other guy's punches, it's kind of like a 50-50 fight. To where if Kovalev's punches go and you can't really call him back like a missile, once he throws them and Canelo's able to move out of his axis to where that punch is gone in Kovalev, and he's able to dip it, because once the punch is gone, he gets underneath it to where he can land his shot, and having that Canelo can do good to the body. I'm not even going to overrate it. I'm just going to say he does good to the body to where he can belt him to the liver and to the kidneys. Then if Kovalev does have a damaged liver, he can capitalize off that. And also, you got to think that Canelo, for a short guy with the lower center of gravity, can parry punches very well. We saw it against Golovkin to where in the 10th round of the first fight, he was able to parry a power punch. A lot of people thought Canelo connected if you had the other guy facing against the ropes like as a spectator, in the crowd where they went, oh, wow, but actually he parried a punch.
Yeah, but my counter
that's
to
covering
that is,
the solar plexus. And the sides, what I'm saying that...
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Gonzalo,
go ahead.
Can you hear?
Yes.
My counter to that is, why wasn't he able to do that against Danny Jacobs?
Because he beat him 8 out of 12 rounds, and Danny Jacobs didn't come to fight. Precise. He
Canelo didn't come to fight either. No, maybe that's good he didn't come to fight, because he would have whooped Canelo's ass maybe if he could fight. And the reason why he didn't come to fight could have something to do with the fact that he was trained on the scale. But
it was a pretty negative fight from both fighters.
Nah, man, Jacobs couldn't even land his jab. I mean, he barely.
Jacobs landed his jab.
He didn't land it that much.
It's a weak
but look
jab.
at the stats.
Well, he didn't land that much, but
yeah.
But
no,
I mean, didn't land many body
was
punches.
Hesitant to come in. He was throwing that jab like he was scared, and then when he came in, sometimes kind of countered him. So I agree with Gonzalo.
Yeah, but he wasn't able to put a dent in Daniel Jacobs.
You blame it on the weight.
I'm not saying you.
Well, you can blame it on the weight.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
But my point is that he wasn't able to even put a dent in Daniel Jacobs. drained Daniel Jacobs. I'm not trying to say that Daniel Jacobs was useless, but he wasn't that strong Daniel Jacobs that fought Golovkin, that hungry, aggressive guy that was there to win. That wasn't that guy. And if you have a guy that's depleted, why wasn't Canelo able to do the things against Daniel Jacobs, who isn't half the fighter that Kovalev is? Not
I'll
just
tell you why.
physically, but hold
Well,
on.
the opportunities didn't
Not
present themselves. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
I'll tell you why, in my belief, because we know that Canelo doesn't have the greatest stamina, and that's true. But he was just patient enough to kind of like wait out Jacobs to the point that where he was giving enough to control and beat him, because Canelo did win the first 6 rounds, 5 out of the first 6 rounds. But in the second fight, we all know that, okay, maybe we don't. If Jacobs would have brought it on strong, Canelo was patient to the point to where he was kind of reserving his gas tank in order to step it up, in order, because he doesn't want to get embarrassed. A fighter like Canelo with the low gas tank doesn't want to get embarrassed to the point that where he's going to get knocked out and taken out in the later half of the fight. So he's going to try to reserve and keep something in his tank. And within the first 6 rounds, he beat Jacobs at least 5 out of the first 6. So he didn't really need to step it up and pressure more than what he really was needed to do so. In other words, in my opinion.
But what you're
I'm not saying he was
saying-
going to overrun Jacobs.
But what you're saying is that you're saying that Canelo can do these things, and I'm asking you, what is that based on? And when I give you an example where he had an opportunity to do what you say he can do, which he didn't do, you're saying, well, he only didn't do that because he didn't want to, and I know this because how do you know? You don't know. It's pure speculation on your part. My point is this: you're saying Canelo can do these things, and I'm asking for you to tell me in which fight he did the things that you think he. So your prediction is based purely on speculation, has nothing to do with the actual stuff that happens in the ring. So if you're saying
Well, it's
that
actually
he can do these
it's based
things,
on stylistic matchups, and
Yeah,
not the
but when
fact
you're
that he
say-
could knock out Kovalev.
but
It's
you're
just
not
that he's going to
listening to
want
me, bro.
Jacobs.
Okay.
Well, you can't
but
recreate
having said that, based on a stylistic matchup, when has he shown that his style is capable of doing these things?
That you
Look,
say he can
Mayweather
do.
was able to win fights.
No, not
and beat
Mayweather,
guys.
Yeah,
bro.
but no, Canelo.
I'm just using that comparison.
He's not Mayweather. He's Canelo. So
But
Canelo
a lot of people
and
say
his
he's very similar to Mayweather in some respects. He's not a
Doesn't
knockout
matter
puncher
what
in
people
Mayweather.
say.
And he's able to beat and
Gonzalo.
dominate guys with 2 or 1 punches. To where
Question.
Canelo's a versatile
Gonzalo.
guy that's got good. Go ahead.
Gonzalo, can you just answer a question without like going off on all these tangents and deflecting? You're saying that Canelo can do these certain things, like slip a shot while closing the distance on a guy that's taller than him with the best jab in the business. You're saying he's going to slip that jab, okay, while coming forward, and he's going to be able to land his punches to a point where he could affect them physically. And I'm asking you, which fight did he show you that he can do this? And your answer is, well, he could have done it, but he didn't want to do it. And I'm saying, let's be realistic here. If you're saying he can do these, prove it to me that he can do these.
Okay, well, it's all speculative, and of course, he has shown us to where he hasn't proved his full ceiling, to where he's a very dynamic fighter, to where you're saying, okay, where has he proved to slip a shot and land a shot on his own? Well,
While
when I
forward,
mentioned that, like,
closing
you have
the
the taller
distance.
guys against. Okay, speculatively speaking, when you have a tall guy facing a short guy, the short guy doesn't want to fight the tall guy on the outside because he's going to get his ass. Kovalev is going to jab Canelo's face if he stays on the outside. I agree. But the only chance that Canelo has is to step inside Kovalev's jab and his right hand. And how is he going to do so? If he's able to anticipate that when he throws that jab and he's able to like deflect it by like parrying it or ducking it, to where if he can anticipate it coming, once that punch flies and it goes, there's no correcting that missile that Kovalev throws. Once that punch is gone, if Canelo dips, by the time he throws it out, he has to replan himself to throw another shot again, being in the taller guy. Is any stylistic matchup between the shorter and the taller man. So if Canelo can get inside, and it's not a guarantee, if he can step inside in moments to where he is getting his face jabbed up, to where he does step inside in moments and is able to land those 2 punches by already breaking his waist to the point where he's in position already to just bring his leverage to land that shot and
let me
counter
interject,
the other one.
Go ahead.
Let
Go
me
ahead,
just
Precise.
Because I agree. You're outlining what he has to do. We know that that's what he has to do. Agreed. I'm asking you, when has he shown you that he can actually do this? That's my question.
He's never done it. That's the answer. No, Gonzalo.
He's never
the answer
done
is
it.
He's never done it.
No, he's never done it, but Canelo's not like he does have his deficiencies,
No.
and he has the things that he does good but not great. But he's such a versatile guy in many different styles that I'm just kind of curious to see if he can adapt and based on like a stylistic
The question is, hold on. I'm gonna say
styles
something.
is he versatile in? What
McGregor. Okay, yes. The thing is, Canelo's a strong guy. He's short. He can parry punches.
90 seconds.
When you got your elbows that are covering the sides of your body, look, you precise an apology, and I agree. The straight right hand and the jab to the solar plexus to the pit of the stomach is a very dangerous punch. But sometimes with the solar plexus, if you catch him at the right time, where you're kind of like breathing, you can suffocate a guy and drop him. But if you tighten up the punch when it's coming, you could kind of like brace yourself. With the liver shot, naturally, like the body, you have your hands placed on the side of your body to where, like, you know, look, an animal. Your dog is never gonna like go belly up on a stranger because he's always gonna want to be protected to where he's not exposing himself. Naturally, the human body.
All right.
Different way. I wanted
Oh,
to
look, can I say something real quick?
Well, let
If you
McGregor
touch
say
the liver,
something.
you can hurt
Go
a
ahead,
guy.
McGregor. Go ahead.
If you touch the liver, and if you have a damaged liver, you can be hurt.
All right, go ahead,
Canelo
McGregor.
has an opportunity.
McGregor, go ahead.
I want to ask Precise. Precise, can you do something for me? Just one thing. Can you translate to Gonzalo in Spanish what I said? Because he's not answering.
No, I can speak real good
Come
English.
on, McGregor.
Maybe not perfect,
Come on.
and I'm not as educated.
No, it's not that. It's just not answering the question at all. I just asked what styles is he versatile in?
Okay, versatiles when they said, Canelo, you gotta fight Triple G, power puncher in the 160-pound division, and you gotta do it like, I don't even want to mention the word Mexican, but pressure. He did it to where he arguably lost a close fight to where you can give him credit and actually have it a draw or in Canelo's favor, which he did win on paper. He showed a little versatility to where he was running on the first fight. And against Jacobs, where it wasn't an excellent performance, but he did dominate 8 out of 12 rounds against a big fighter in Jacobs, with all the clauses included.
I disagree. He did not dominate.
Even playing field. It wasn't a dominant performance, but we beat him 8 out of 12 rounds to where it was an average performance.
Gonzalo,
that he won the majority of the rounds. That's what I was saying.
Bro.
No, I'm kind of.
Gonzalo, I gave Canelo 9 rounds in that fight. However, apart from one round, they were all very, very close rounds. And as much as Canelo was going to Jacobs' body, Jacobs was beating Canelo's body too. And if he's going, I won't say life and death because it wasn't a dramatic fight, but if he's going tit for tat with Danny Jacobs and just barely taking rounds off of him for the most part, you're saying with someone like Kovalev, who's so much better, bigger, just on another level to Daniel Jacobs, like that's going to be a huge mountain for him to climb, basically is what I'm saying. And this whole idea that, Kovalev is old, well, so was Golovkin, and he beat Canelo, in his first trip up in weight. He beat him, old Golovkin beat him, and then an even older Golovkin went life and death with Canelo. So if you're saying that Kovalev fights like an old man, well, so does fucking Golovkin. Canelo. Canelo fights like an old man. He just went life and death with an old man at 160
Yeah,
pounds.
but this is Golovkin. Come on, man.
175.
No, I don't know. That's a bad analogy, man. A comparison.
It is
Golovkin. Now we're saying.
Golovkin
this Golovkin. Hold on. So this Golovkin was old. And what was the problem with Golovkin against Canelo? He was too slow. His defense wasn't the same. Like his defense would have been better if he would have been younger. I don't understand.
Judges were in Canelo's favor, maybe.
I thought he won the fight, so it was a competitive, close fight. Like they were matched evenly. I thought Golovkin won the fight.
But he was a little bit too slow. What was the problem with Golovkin? What was the age factor that was showing?
Oh, well, he didn't have like the stamina that he used to have, right? Like you could see that Golovkin was taking deep breaths. His legs weren't quite there. He didn't have the pep in his step that he used to. He's slower than what he used to be, a lot slower. Golovkin actually used to have pretty decent speed, especially on the jab. So, you're saying people are saying
he
that,
was slow, right? And he went life and death, is what you're saying. But Canelo did manage to tag Golovkin. And now, who has better defense here? Golovkin or Kovalev now, who's getting hurt all the time now?
I would say Golovkin. I would actually agree with you. I'll say
Well,
Golovkin.
it really depends.
Well, exactly. It's you're comparing Golovkin so we have to go there now. We have to go there.
Golovkin protects himself better by keeping his hands up. Kovalev will keep the range better, and that's his form of defense. But if I had to compare their defenses exactly, I think Golovkin is the superior defense. But Kovalev has the superior offense, so it all balances out. It's not you can't just like pull out one little thing and I mean you can, but if you look at it in context, Kovalev is a better fighter than Golovkin. I think pound for pound, they're roughly on that same level. But insofar as in relative terms, because he's bigger, Kovalev has to consider the better.
Yeah. This is the pound for pound comment is the whole point here. 15 fucking more pounds. And
Can I also add something real quick about Canelo and Kovalev fight? Like, I kind of agree with Gonzalo to a certain extent. I do see Canelo going to a body, but here's my problem. First of all, Canelo, we all agree Canelo's stamina shit, right? And his punch output is going to be like, what, 6 punches, 10 punches around? So you telling me that not only does Canelo have to go to Kovalev's body, he has to continuously go to Kovalev's body while avoiding the jab, while avoiding the right hand, while getting in range, and do that for how many rounds until he breaks down Kovalev and stops him. I don't think Canelo has that in him, and his punch output is not enough. And I think while Canelo's trying to break Kovalev down, Kovalev will be doing the same and landing more efficiently. That's my problem with this fight for Canelo.
That's what's tripping me out, because everybody's saying, well, Kovalev is soft to the body and Canelo goes to the body. But it's like, are we acting like Kovalev's not going to hit him back?
Yeah.
Danny Jacobs hit him back. That's why,
right.
That's why he didn't go after him.
That counter right hand that Jacobs hit Canelo with in the 7th or 8th round. If Kovalev hits him with that same shot, it's not going to be a problem for Canelo.
Listen, if Kovalev decides, if Canelo decides that, this automatic that Canelo's gonna be so successful to the body, I don't know where people are getting this from, because you got to wait to see how the fight plays out. Second of all, you don't think that Kovalev can make him pay for keep going to the body, making himself obvious? Because you got to be obvious, right? When you come into the body a lot, you start letting me know what you're going to do. And Kovalev is a good enough offensive fighter, especially with that jab, that he can offset that. I think people are forgetting that Kovalev is going to be hitting him back to the body. He's going to hit him back. So that means that Canelo's going to have to change his approach, okay? There'll be times where he has to stop coming in because he's going to get countered.
And here's the thing with counterpunching. Feint kill counterpunching. And Kovalev has an underrated feint game. This is not going to be Daniel Jacobs, who will just paw that limp dick jab out there that you could maybe counter. And Canelo wasn't countering that jab very anyway, because Jacobs kept moving. Kovalev will feint you. He sets the jab up. He doesn't just throw the jab up where you could time it easily. He will feint the jab, then he'll throw the jab. Then if you somehow manage to counter the jab, he's going to counter your fucking counter with his right hand. So what we're looking at here is an exchange of 2 punches by Kovalev to 1 punch by Canelo. And what you guys seem to be telling me is that as soon as Canelo hits Kovalev, there's no more punches coming back at him. Bullshit.
No, yes, definitely. Kovalev, probably at 36 years old, has a better stamina and conditioning, especially at 175 to go the 12 rounds. With the thing with Canelo, if I kind of want to make a case for him, that you're talking about the feints. Usually, like a lot of times when a boxer, from what I recall, when he throws a shot, you can kind of pick up on his feints from the movement in the elbows or the feet. You can actually stare down and look at the feet. And as soon as the feet moves, you can kind of anticipate to where that shot is coming. Now, if Canelo's not a sucker to where he's savvy enough, and that's one being a point that I tried to make is in his claim is him being a versatile fighter. If he's not a fighter that can run through all these weight divisions, how he has done it differently. That's one of the things that Canelo has shown within the limited pool that is versatile compared to any other boxer active in the game. That if he's not going to be a sucker for that feint, to where if he can kind of look and anticipate where it's really coming or not by basically looking at the shoulder or the foot, that he's not going to take the bait and be able to, like, when it really does come, get underneath the shot. He's got that space because Kovalev is 6 feet.
Well, we're saying that
But the
Kovalev is
body is
old.
wide.
If
The
we're
body
saying
is
Kovalev is
wide
old,
and it's a big target. The liver, like I said, you want to keep your elbows to the side naturally as a human being to protect your organs. Because you want to protect your organs, but at the same time, you're cupping your hands to where it's in the center that you're protecting the pit of your stomach. Now, Canelo's a strong guy that can parry punches to where if Kovalev is going to do that, Canelo can parry a shot here and there to when he can sneak in his own shots. And if he's not just parrying, he's dipping to where when the punch goes, he's going to get underneath that and has a chance. I'm not saying that Kovalev shouldn't be the favored one, but that's all. I already want to. I want to let people speak. I don't want to kind of like just keep
I
talking and
agree.
talking.
I agree that Canelo has a chance. I completely agree. I think he can win. I'm just saying that, like what you just said, that Kovalev should be the favorite. And as far as feints go, yes, you can get used to a guy's feints, but then it's on him to keep switching his feints up. And before you get used to his feint, he's gonna hit you a few. And the reason why Kovalev's feints work is because if you don't respect the feint, then you're eating extremely hard punches. That's why the feints work. So, and if Canelo is so good at dealing with feints, why wasn't he able to deal with Erislandy Lara's feint? Why wasn't he able to deal with Mayweather's feints? And I know he's better now, don't get me wrong, but Daniel Jacobs didn't feint him. Golovkin didn't really feint him. There's all these guys that he fought. Like, Kovalev is on another level to certain things. And I think those are exactly the things that are going to give Canelo problems. Besides, like, Canelo's never knocked out anybody bigger than him, so why would he now? Can he outbox Kovalev? I think most of us would agree that he can't outbox. Andre Ward couldn't do it. Bernard Hopkins. Canelo's gonna. I don't think he couldn't. He couldn't really outbox Erislandy Lara.
Canelo has short arms. I don't think he's prepped and developed that he can land straight punches. Well, before he used to get credit for his straight hand, but all of a sudden that went away. Where if anything is salvageable as far as Canelo's punching power, I will still want to like lean to where he is a good body puncher. And anyways, I'm just gonna let you guys go because I don't want to be overbearing.
I've actually got a question. I actually got a question for you, Gonzalo. What do you think the best fight is for Canelo? Because I don't think the Kovalev, like, I'm kind of sick with this talk now. I don't think the Kovalev fight is best for him. I think the best for him is a third Triple G fight or an Andrade fight. Like, why would you go for Kovalev? I don't understand.
Because there's never been a 175-pound light heavyweight champion in the history of Mexico.
I get it, but why does it have to be him?
Not that I'm being a fanboy. Not that I'm being a fanboy.
No, I'm just asking, why does it have to be him? Why do you just stay at middleweight and unify the belts? Become undisputed.
No, because he would make history. And he would gain a
you still make history at middleweight.
Apology.
No, but there's only been like 3 or 4 Mexicans that have had gained titles in 3 different weight classes. Now, if he does it, he would push himself to a level to where he'd be comparable to Chavez.
Apology. Yeah. Why isn't first of all, it's historical, so that's what he wants, right? Why isn't Canelo asking for a Bivol fight? Or one of the other champions. because
much.
he believes that Kovalev has a very strong weakness. That's the only reason. Well, that's one of the reasons why he wants to fight Kovalev so bad. Well,
yeah, but no, my point is, why not stay at middleweight and become undisputed? Is that not making history?
Yeah, it is, and he
There
should.
has never been a light heavyweight champion for a Mexican.
Understood. Yeah, we understand.
So you
I
say
know,
white
but
kid?
there's never been undisputed champion for Mexican either at middleweight, has it? Hasn't there?
No, there has not.
Chavez was
Lineal.
the first one by beating Civic. Then Ramirez won
No,
at 168.
at middleweight. Middleweight.
Middleweight, Gonzalo. There's never been a Mexican.
Chavez Jr. Beat Civic at middleweight. He was the first one. And Ramirez
Undisputed.
was the first one at 168. Undisputed,
Undisputed, Gonzalo.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Okay, well, okay.
So why not do that? Like Kovalev fight.
I'll tell you why.
There's no point.
Doesn't want
Just
to
stay in
fight
your
Triple G
division.
again.
I'll tell you why.
He doesn't want to fight Triple G again.
Tell you why. Okay, Canelo doesn't want to give that satisfaction to Golovkin, and he knows that Golovkin is at the end of his career, and this is the fight that Golovkin actually wants. So just to show that Canelo wants to show that he's on top, his EA side, he's just doing this out of spite. He also want to give Canelo that fight, and then Canelo is just looking for. Well, I'm gonna upstage that fight because he could fight. Like, listen, if he fights Andrade, people are gonna start going after Canelo. So Canelo's going like, well, no, I'm not fighting Golovkin, but I'm gonna give you this, a historical fight. Me moving up to 175. That's my opinion.
You guys have to understand that Canelo is between a rock and a hard because John Skipper of DAZN satisfy his shareholders. The only option that he gave Canelo right now is the Triple G fight or the Kovalev fight. Those are the only options that he has in a fight. Okay, so I'm not too sure Canelo is one that wants to fight Kovalev. He has no choice. He has to either fight Triple G, which he doesn't want for petty reasons. But wait for Triple G to get a couple more years older, and he'll fight him just fine. Don't you worry about that. Just not right now.
But why fight Kovalev?
Just not right now.
Is Kovalev with DAZN?
He's got no choice.
Is Kovalev on DAZN?
That's the fight.
K2.
Yeah. But
Okay.
this is according to, I think, Steve Kim in the ringtv.com. John Skipper, this is well-known, gave Canelo two options, Triple G or Kovalev. So Canelo's not really trying to fight Kovalev, all right? He's not, because he'd be insane to really want that. He's got choice. That's the problem. And as far as Andre, there's no money in any of these other guys. Canelo is in this tough situation where he is a mega fighter and fight big fights that make him a lot of money. And I can understand that on the, but he's kind of screwed like that, basically. He can't just fight anybody, which is why he gave up his middleweight titles. He ducked all these middleweights, and he's never going to be undisputed.
And that's why you didn't see him in Mexican Independence Day. This guy Skipper's got the right to. They're going to pay him out a multi-fight deal. He brings the opponent, but DAZN's got the right to not accept it. Follow me? So if
Canelo
aside, I think that's.
So if Canelo only has two options, Golovkin or Kovalev, why doesn't he just fight Golovkin then? I'm gonna say that he's afraid of Golovkin to the point where he's gonna freeze and go like, well, I don't know what to do now. Maybe Kovalev.
Well, the thing that gets to me is why people seem to think this will be Kovalev becoming Canelo becoming the first light heavyweight champion from Mexico, because that's just not true.
Oh, here we go. Rain Man's about to get on you now. Who you got?
Talking about Julio Gonzalez?
He was lineal.
But that's a Mexican American. I know nowadays it's to where the point where Mexican American Mexican means the same. But before it wasn't that way.
He was born in Guerrero Negro.
Guerrero Negro. You got a good point. Remember we talked about it?
Yeah,
before McGregor, you said that I was right, but then again,
you were. But
I thought that I wasn't sure. But
I went to research.
But you told me
he was born from Guerrero Negro.
That's
the
guy that beat
California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat Mitchell Chesky, and then he picked up lineage.
Yeah.
I was basically thinking what you had told me because I knew he grew up in California.
Oh, anyways.
He got killed and when
yeah.
And when whatchamacallit he came on the show. God damn.
Canelo
Andrade.
exposed. Canelo exposed.
Andrade.
Yeah.
But long story short, it's a big money fight. It's a significant fight.
Yeah,
it's the fight that the network wants, kind of forcing.
Okay, so Canelo doesn't want the Kovalev fight. Is that what you're saying, precise?
I'm saying that he is not too keen on that fight.
Okay.
He's got no choice. He's being forced. It's either that or Triple G. Because if he really wanted that fight, then the fight would have already been made. He would not have lowballed him. Why did he lowball him off the bat? Like that was an offensive offer to Kovalev.
What was it?
Reportedly, it was less than half of what Daniel Jacobs paid.
So like $5 million, basically.
Yeah, like that. But now
how much is Kovalev making?
Saying that. Well, I don't know what he's making, but if he's paying Yard $4 million, then he's got to be making a good $8 himself.
Yeah, you're right. In Russia,
but anyway,
y'all got $4 million. Then what did Kovalev get? Then you're telling me he's fighting? Well, he's getting offered less money to fight Yard.
Dude, these Russian tycoons. I wouldn't be surprised if Kovalev got for that fight, bro. Like how the IRS ain't getting involved, man. That shit was in Russia, so we're never gonna know. But I wouldn't be shocked if he got 20. I don't think he did, but I'm just saying, it wouldn't shock me. If I had to guess, I'd say under 10.
When I go back to the liver thing, to how it, it's kind of like overrated, but every time this guy gets a break, because you got to think he's on training camp, like 3, 4, 5 months at a time. To where the incident in the airplane just happened, you gotta be drunk to throw money at somebody's face. Then the incident before that, when he kicked the dog. So if you go back along that line of thinking, the guy must be drinking a lot.
Wait up, bro. We don't know if any of this happened, so let's not even go there. This is just he said, she said at this. None of this was ever. There was never any evidence provided. None of this was ever proven. So let's just let that go, please.
You know how annoying it is. Flight attendants get annoying. So I get it. He wanted a kiss, kissed her, and he tipped her. He also wasn't arrested for that. So I can promise you that if any of that was factually actually happened or proved,
he would have been arrested.
Yeah, they would have hooked him up in a bad way. Hooked him up, like cuffed him.
No, but I would just say leading to where it was true or not. You could kind of think that Kovalev been having a little few beers or drinks in the airplane when he kicked that dog in the club.
Yeah,
that's for a fact.
But Canelo looks like he's been partying himself.
Canelo looked old in his last fight. I know, like, people will speculate and say, well, he didn't want to throw all these punches. He looked sluggish. He looked slow. Now, I'm slow in terms of, like, Canelo's speed, right? He's still faster than the rich guy. But in terms of how fast I've seen him before, he looked slow against Danny Jacobs. There's something wrong with his knee. He was tripping all over himself. He was very linear, coming in straight lines, basically. He didn't have any foot speed. He looked awful. And, you want to talk about speculate about Kovalev's health. I mean, we know this is not a speculation that Canelo's been surgery. We know that.
I mean, at 29 years old, Alvarez, he definitely lost a step from the last Triple G fight. That's
he's got what, like 55 fights?
How can we predict success and a successful body, a work of body, hitting a guy to the body before fight happens? How can you bank on that? Saying, look, I know what he's going to need to do to win. He's going to need to hit Kovalev to the body, and that's definitely going to happen. Like, how can you predict that? You don't know if he's even going to get past the jab. You don't really know that.
Nobody's arguing with you, Gonzalo, mechanically slipping a jab and going to the body. That's
I'm just saying. Have you ever touched somebody to the liver, fighting, where you don't actually have to connect hard, but then the guy just fucking falls.
Yeah, but what you're saying, Gonzalo, is that he's definitely gonna hit the liver. I'm not saying.
And you're acting like Canelo doesn't have a liver. Canelo has a liver too.
Yeah,
man.
let's talk about body shots. Don't you think Kovalev's going to hit Canelo in the body? I think he is.
Yeah, so the solar plexus and his stamina is questionable all night.
Definitely all night.
Listen, anybody who's been in the gym and have sparred a little bit, when you fight a shorter, stockier guy, they always tell you, especially if they know that you like to use your jab, hit him in the chest. Hit him directly in the chest. He can't block that unless he's covered up in a peekaboo stance, which gives you other options. Okay, you can start punching around the guard, but if he's regular style, like he usually does, his chest is open. I'm aiming for the chest. I'm dipping down my front. I'm dipping my knees down with my front foot and my back foot, angle right, shooting into the chest, shooting into the chest. I want him to start thinking
Shoot on the
about
chest.
that trying to come in and hit me with a body shot. I'm trying to, because that's gonna deter him a bit. Okay, and if somehow Kovalev gets in a rhythm, he ain't going to no fucking body. Like, what gives you this automatic? He's gonna count. He's gonna be able to offset the jab and go to the body. Like, what?
I seen
What?
Canelo also, and I didn't want to like seem like a fanboy, but I started thinking, okay, I'm gonna deduce like what this guy does right and does wrong. He parries well to where he keeps his gloves in front of his
I
chest.
get what you're saying, but what does that? What? How does that add up to a body shot right afterwards?
To where he pushes the glove off, and by the time he gets off balance, and by the time he's able to reset, Canelo's already thrown 2 punches to the body. One being
Really?
the one to the kidneys, and correcting his because you're naturally gonna get off balance when you throw a shot. You're gonna throw it with all your force with one shot, and you're gonna recorrect yourself by stepping into the other shot on the way back toward your center of line.
That's a different Canelo I've seen. I've never. Nah. I've seen. I've seen Canelo be successful to the body when he's coming in. I've never seen him counterpunch successfully all the time to the body. I've never seen that. I'm sorry. Maybe you have. You got to point me to a fight where he.
No,
Triple
not really.
G.
But you know what? You know what? Recognize and precise, real just fast. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. When we're talking about versatility, I think that the coach, he's real good in Chepo Reynoso, to where if they do have to come up with a game plan, they got to stick to a specific, plan to where they actually can look for that. Will they be successful or not? I don't know.
Okay,
Actually,
I have a suggestion. Gonzalo, watch the Rocky Fielding fight again, because I think we would agree that for Canelo to win, he has to do to Kovalev what he did to Rocky Fielding. He's not going to outbox him. I think we could all agree on that. If not, you can let me know in just a second. And if you watch that Rocky Fielding fight, not only does Rocky not have a jab, he just steps inside and basically offers his body to Canelo. Instead of keeping him at a distance, he just walked up to him and said, "Here, hit me in the body." And when he actually decided to throw punches, he was able to land combinations on Canelo. And the reason why he was able to do that is because for Canelo to get leverage on his body shots where he could actually hurt a bum like Rocky Fielding, he has to sell out. And what that means is that he's going to be there for Kovalev's combination. So what you're telling me is that he's going to do what people imagine he can do, because that's all that they've seen him do against Rocky Fielding. He's going to have to take multiple shots from Sergey Kovalev to land a body shot. And that's just not a very favorable exchange.
Can we look at the shitty Chavez Jr. fight? Can we look at that shitty Chavez Jr. fight?
Don't start talking shit on Chavez Jr.
No, but no, I said, can we look at that fight? I'm asking everyone. Because he was another
I
big
don't think
fighter.
it's a good fight to look at, because Chavez didn't throw any.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Canelo couldn't stop the leaf off, so it's not a good look on him.
You guys are right in many ways, and if I take the L and after taking all this, I thought your video was I couldn't find no fault in it on the fly, precise. So everything is true, but I just had to mention my points. But I could take the L and learn. Obviously, I can learn from this.
Arguments.
No shame in it.
Gonzalo, there will always be counter arguments, but I still have not gotten an answer to a guy that's moved up like Kovalev is Canelo's trying to do, and won the fight. Not only won the fight, but actually,
I can give you an answer.
I'm sure you can find some historical example.
No, I can give you an example. I can't say that he steamrolled him, but I can give you someone who moved 2 weight divisions and beat a world champion not too long ago.
Well, he has to knock him out. Canelo can't.
Oh no, I was gonna say. I was gonna say Adrian Broner against Paulie Malignaggi.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Come on, McGregor! Come on.
But I know you're trolling and all, but let me just address that anyway. Yeah, that's all fine and good, but I would say that Adrian Broner is at least a natural light welterweight, potentially a small a natural welterweight, right? And Paulie Malignaggi was. If Broner isn't a natural welterweight, neither is Malignaggi. So he wasn't really moving up to weight
Does
divisions.
Roy Jones count against John Ruiz?
Yeah, that's a
Well,
good
he's
example.
special.
However, right, and Ruiz ain't shit. You know, like that's just
Worst heavyweight I've ever
can't
seen.
do. And I would say that Kovalev is more like Roy Jones, and Canelo is more like John Ruiz. And so it has happened, but even if you provide that example, I'm going to be able to pick it apart, I think. So you're asking Canelo to be Lomachenko basically against Linares. This is the kind of style matchup that you're proposing here, right? And we saw Lomachenko do that, and kudos to him. It was just one weight division, right? But it was tough, and Canelo ain't no fuck, right? And so, like any example you provide that's kind of similar, there are going to be some very, very important differences.
Smaller gaps in the weight classes down there with Broner, for that example. In other words, 30 to 47, 17 pounds. This is one weight class.
It's
going from
pounds.
just going to 60 to 75. You're talking to 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Bigger guys, man.
All right, how about this?
Precise. Check your messages, man. You need to turn your mic up.
How about Pacquiao against De La Hoya?
Well, De La Hoya came down, and so close, but no cigar.
Didn't Pacquiao move up to 154 for that fight?
No.
47.
47. Sorry, my bad. And Pacquiao's fight before that. Yeah, but Pacquiao's fight before that was against David Diaz at lightweight.
Yeah, that's
so
my
he
point.
moved up 2 divisions, but De La Hoya came down.
Okay.
And again, Canelo ain't no Pacquiao.
Can we move on and talk about?
But at the same point, even though De La Hoya may have been coming down, he was really naturally a welterweight.
Yeah, he was. I'll give you. But still, it's no. Like, even if I accept that example, still fucking Pacquiao. And when we look at what Pacquiao does and how he was able to beat him, well, it was with lateral movement. Canelo doesn't. And
what about Ray against
Lalonde?
I was gonna say that.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, you got it.
No, fuck that shit. Like, who was this Lalonde guy? Anyways.
No, come on. Can we move on now? Can we talk about more favorable matchups between these two guys? Like, can we talk about Kovalev chance? No. Can we talk about Kovalev at lightweight, Canelo at middleweight? I think that'll be more favorable.
Well,
precise.
That's impossible.
Yo, precise.
No, as in their opponents, as in like Kovalev winner versus Vostik and Bivol. How do you think that fight goes? Because I'm kind of sick of this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
You know what? Kovalev looking like $1 million because he was facing Yard. I'm not even going to talk about the.
Well, like $1 million. He got staggered, man. He got staggered by a 17-0 guy. Come on, man. I don't know how that guy. How did that happen?
17-0 guy with a much bigger body.
No, we're saying muscles don't count. Muscles don't count. We're saying muscles don't count. Now all of a sudden,
hold on. Gonzalo.
Yeah.
Let me speak for a second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sorry.
Go ahead. Yes.
You're talking about a guy who's a much bigger fighter than Canelo.
I'm not talking about Canelo. I'm just talking about how that happened. No, I know he's bigger than Canelo. He was probably.
I think he's talking about the fight in general.
Yeah, like, just the fight itself.
Poor performance from Kovalev's standard.
Yeah.
I think people are blowing that way out of proportion.
Yeah.
Look, but Beterbiev got knocked down by Callum Johnson. Somebody, Jeff.
Yeah,
whatever
but
his
he got back up quickly.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Gvozdik's been knocked down. Okay.
But Tommy Karpensi.
Yeah, like these things happen, and look, I have to say that like. Because Yard was an unknown quantity, I didn't give him much of a chance. He proved that he's solid. Okay, yes, there are deficiencies there, but you can't say the man doesn't have a chin. You can't say he's not a tough guy because a lot of guys would have caved from all those body shots. He literally gave everything he had. He gambled. It was a desperation move because he was getting up. Okay, this isn't going to happen in every fight. Just because Yard was able to do something against Kovalev, like hurt him badly, you got to give him credit for that, and you have to realize that he killed himself trying. He exerted so much fucking energy, he had nothing left after that. It wasn't good enough. So you got to look at it.
It was a Hail Mary.
Just because a fighter gets hurt, this is light heavyweight, man. Guys, I know a lot is said about how hard heavyweights hit. Once you get past middleweight, man, they all fight.
Yeah, I'm just curious because Yard. I mean, he landed a Hail Mary, like you would say a punch out of nowhere also. But Alvarez also hurt Kovalev, and then you had Andre Ward before the low blows. He threw an over right and staggered Kovalev. So I'm wondering, if he fights Beterbiev or even a Bivol, man, who's not even a power puncher. I can see him getting hurt in all of those fights.
Yeah.
And not just because, because we're saying that the Yard landed a desperation punch, but I mean, Alvarez didn't land did he also land a desperation punch? You know what I mean?
He landed a good punch. He hurt him, and no doubt about that. But again, it's not going to be one-way traffic. These guys been hurt before. And he's going to be able to hit them too. I personally would favor Kovalev, Beterbiev, but not Bivol or Gvozdyk. Those two guys I would favor against them. But they're all very good fights. So that's my.
Yeah, I understand. I was just concerned that the way he got staggered. I mean, he wasn't just like a flash knockdown or anything. I think Beterbiev, was it a flash knockdown when he went down?
Bro, Bivol was out on his feet in his last. I know it was a late punch, but he was out on his feet too.
Who was this?
Against Smith? No.
Bivol got hurt by Joe Smith.
Joe Smith hits hard as fuck. Yeah, but this guy's he has punching
power. He was out of it, bro. He was like, you didn't know.
Yeah, you see, I think
really?
Yeah,
I think Kovalev would be in trouble against the top guys at light heavyweight. I think I missed some of the conversation, so I don't know what you guys said, but I'm gonna go. I realized what you guys were talking about. It's Kovalev versus the light heavyweights.
Yes.
I gotta take him slightly underdog against all of them.
Including Beterbiev.
Beterbiev, I think he's gonna tag Beterbiev up. But Beterbiev is gonna be so strong. He might even knock Arthur down too. He might knock him down. But I think he's just so strong and fresh that he probably stops Kovalev.
See, these are interesting fights.
I mean, I would love to see it happen.
These are interesting fights. Sorry.
They're all great fights.
Cutting off. Yeah, no, yeah, and for some reason, because this is boxing, right? We're talking about Canelo-Kovalev. This is how shitty boxing is, man. We have, 4 great champions at light heavyweight, and we're talking about Canelo moving up to fight Kovalev. This is insane, man. And then you have in the middleweight division, you have Golovkin, Canelo, Andrade, Billy Joe. He's kind of in between there, and we're not talking about any of those fights. I mean, this is ridiculous.
But that's all right. That's all right,
fight those guys. Canelo's not.
That's all right, but Precise was saying, I don't think it's actually ever gonna take place. So this is kind of like fruitless and pointless. But that's all right as far as a stylistic matchup. But I don't even think it's gonna happen. So fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, what are we talking about, man? Ugh.
So what do you think Canelo's next fight's gonna be then?
I have no idea, man. Now I'm confused.
Kovalev. It has to be Andrade, right? Because that's the most easiest matchup for him.
Well, I don't know if easiest.
Well,
yeah, I personally.
And he ducked.
Yeah, go ahead.
He ducked Deveryachenko and he ducked Triple G, and those two guys are facing each other. And this is for the IBF belt, so all roads lead back to that guy. But we know that Canelo's not looking for undisputed anyhow.
Charlo?
Does it even fucking matter?
Charlo?
Yeah, I just don't personally rate Andrade. I mean, Seletsky win was okay, I guess, but I don't really rate Andrade. Canelo should walk through that guy, man. Honestly, that's my opinion.
No, I think it's gonna be another boring fight. Canelo's not gonna do much and get a decision. I'd like to see somebody
if his legs healed up. if his legs healed up, I think he should walk through 100. But Canelo's been looking a bit iffy lately.
I'll walk through it. It's gonna be like Daniel, a little bit like Andre ran out of ideas, like basic Zulensky too. He didn't really know what to do. It was just this occasional, like really left hand.
Shit.
Half of them were legal. I don't know. I don't even fight it.
I'm gonna be honest. To tell you the truth, precise, everybody. I think Canelo gets a lot of credit, and subconsciously you could say that based off the heels that he fought Golovkin, but people actually realize that in their heart of hearts that he didn't actually win. So Golovkin is really like a great fighter. That when it comes to pass, he's gonna be rated like really high. That to where Canelo, he gets a lot of credit based off Triple G's name. To kind of like when they say, oh, well, Pacquiao tried to use Mayweather for a name. No, it's kind of like the other way around. Mayweather uses Pac's name, and G uses fucking, and Canelo uses Triple G's name, where actually Canelo's saying, oh, I'm not going to give you the credit, I'm not going to give you the fight, but actually the superstars, or the actual fighters here, is Triple G and fucking Pac-Man. And the heart of hearts of real boxing fans.
Especially when Canelo also want to fight Golovkin again.
What about Callum? Because that's been. I mean, I can tell you what I think.
That's not the fight Canelo doesn't want it.
Yeah, you're right.
That was a giant.
Smith is a fucking exactly. He's bigger than all of those light heavyweights, so I don't think
Yeah,
any of
and
that.
And he's only 168 pounder.
Well, guys,
the Callum Smith got. Go ahead.
Well, they're talking about Billy Joe Saunders against Callum Smith at some point.
Yeah, but I know I heard Callum Smith. Yeah, I agree, but I heard Callum Smith turn that fight down. Or turn down the offer.
Everybody should turn a fight with that dude. Like the guy's irrelevant. To get the fuck out of boxing and get lost. Go fight.
Why is this fucking happening, man? All these fights, all these fighters, all this potential, nothing's getting done.
Boxing.
No, I mean, come on, Pucho. We got. Go ahead, Pete.
Are you gonna be sarcastic? We have Ortiz Wilder. Were you gonna say that?
No.
We got voice stick. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Then we got the rematch with Ruiz and Josh.
All right.
Lomachenko's fight tomorrow.
Spence Porter.
There's
what else? Yeah,
then
Spence
that
Porter.
whole card with Teofimo. To look forward to. I can't think of it right now, but there were a few fights I was. But I get what you're saying. Like, there's so much potential. It ain't.
Porter, you're right. Maybe I'm too pessimistic.
And I think Spence and Crawford are going to fight. It's just going to take a little bit. But I think.
Well, that fight's done. What do you mean? You're cutting off, man.
No, I said Spence Crawford.
Yeah. That's it.
It's done?
Oh, no, sorry. Jesus. I was thinking about Spence Porter.
Porter.
No. Yeah, no. No, you're right.
I think Spence Crawford. Obviously, they both got to keep winning.
Yeah.
That fight's going to get done.
Hey, did you guys see? I have a Twitter post that I saw here. It says Terence Crawford. He says, Manny Pacquiao, with all due respect, do you ever think about getting your title back that you lost against Jeff Horn? Being that you felt that you won the fight. So it's written like that. So he's basically asking Pacquiao if he ever thinks about getting that WBO welterweight title back. Does it sound like desperation?
Pacquiao out.
Gotta call Al now.
Yeah.
For Spence and for Pacquiao.
You know,
Precise. Did you catch the Lomachenko weigh-in?
Well, hold on. I want to hear what Precise has to say about Terence Crawford and Pacquiao.
Look, he had a chance to fight, okay, but he wasn't ready. He wanted to bring Pacquiao down to 40. He asked for $8 million. Like, he wasn't trying to fight Pacquiao. It wasn't convenient. Now that Pacquiao is old and basically looking out, and he's on the other side of the street. Now, finally, Terence Crawford feels confident to go after Pacquiao. I mean, no shame in trying, but it's like, dude, you had a chance. Okay, you don't dictate. When you're Terence Crawford and nobody knows who you are, when you get offered the Pacquiao, you don't try to take the fight for 1.52 at whatever weight Pacquiao wants it, right? If you are everything that they tell us you are, but obviously he wasn't. He started making demands of Pacquiao, so he fucked him.
Good point. Good point. Now
Tell you what, Bucho, though, right now, probably the best shot that they have. In other words, Aram's not going to, when Pacquiao was with Top Rank, Aram's not going to take his up-and-coming guy Crawford and put him against his legacy fighter in Pacquiao. Not going to burn him one or the other against each other. And I think the same can be said for Spence and Crawford in terms of Heyman not necessarily so quick to put Spence in there with Crawford and vice versa but I'll tell you what, I bet you Al Heyman would put Pacquiao in there with Crawford. I don't think he'd hesitate to do it.
No, there's no point now. There's no reason
why. I'm saying, of all the time periods and of all the promotional situations, this is probably the best shot you got at seeing that, if you want to see it.
You know what I think is going to.
Go ahead.
Were you saying?
No.
The problem with Spence Crawford is money, man. It's just money. Both of them want a lot of money. If you listen to the PBC pod Smith on their latest one, he explained it. There isn't enough money for what both of these guys want. Crawford was already asking for $8 million 3 years ago again. If he is to fight Spence right now, he's gonna want at least 10, and so is Spence. That's not a $20 million fight. That's why it ain't happening. The way this fight happened is Spence builds his name, and he's doing a pretty decent job. Crawford builds it. And once, they're the only two men left standing, hopefully Crawford's name matches Spence's name recognition. And then there's finally enough money to pay both of them. That's why that fight isn't happening. And if I'm Al Heyman, I'm doing exactly what he's doing right now. Smart. He's going to have all these fights he can have that are big fights, and the guy that's going to emerge, and obviously he hopes Spence, I think, is going to be not only accomplished, he's going to be well known, and he's going to demand a certain value. And it's going to come to a point where Terence Crawford is going to have to go over to PBC or Showtime if he wants that fight made. Okay? Because these Bob Arum and they've shown you this recently, Bob Arum and Al Heyman will work together. Just look at Wilder Fury. Supposedly that's going to be a trilogy. If there is enough money on the line, they will make the fight. The problem with Crawford is that nobody knows who he is outside of Loma. Okay, and Spence is doing his job, and it's easier on him because he has dance partners. Okay, don't get me wrong. Spence is doing his job to build his name, whether you like that path or not. That's what's happening. And Terence Crawford ain't pulling his weight. Okay, but when it comes to the negotiating table, Crawford's going to want the same amount Spence has. However, Al wants to have Spence with 3 belts, and Crawford has 1, and then Al Heyman holds the cards to dictate, and that's the way it should be.
What kind of pay-per-view numbers do you think that fight does this year?
If Terence... Oh.
I'm asking you, Precise. What kind of pay-per-view numbers do you think that fight does this year, next year?
What did Mike...
400?
You guys remember what Mikey and Spence...
400? Or am I crazy?
Well, if it was 400, then Spence Crawford does probably around 250. Like, there's not enough money. I don't know. But Al and Bob will work together, man. It's really just a matter of money, leverage, making a fair deal. So if Terence Crawford, what he needs to do is, I understand Kavaliauskas is his man, though, so you got to get that out of the way, fine. But then after that, he needs to fight a Kell Brook. He needs to fight a Danny Garcia. He needs to fight Adrian Bronner. He needs to get his name out there. And if it's a matter of him going over to the people, so be it. Like if some of these PBC guys can come over and fight another promotion, I think it's fair that we start seeing some of these other guys going over to. I think it's only fair. But if Terence Crawford doesn't build his name by fighting someone like Brooke Bronner or whomever, right, guys that have name recognition, then he's not going to be able to demand 50-50 basic. And that's just what it is. No bias, no favoritism. It's just business, baby. No hard feelings.
You're absolutely right, and I think if you're Terrence Crawford and you do believe in your skills, you gotta shake up the boxing world to where you're gonna, break these ideas that across the street and whatnot. You're the guy to do it. You gotta really step out of your character where you're so meek or quiet that you kind of did a little good within the Joe Rogan podcast. You gotta shake up the boxing world based on your abilities and if you trust yourself. So step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, but why risk it? He's getting paid pretty handsomely here, fighting on ESPN. He's treated like the king. That's what these people like. They be treated like kings. So that's what he is. But I don't know. I don't think I think he wants to stay comfortable, just like the Charlos.
I want to call Terrence Crawford number 2 or number 1, but I have a hard time doing so. You're putting him up front to me, and he's pretty much saying, "Yeah, I'm here. I'm the guy," but things are not lining up for me to do that.
But can someone
Lomachenko
answer me this, Gonzalo? Maybe you can answer this, or anybody else. Why wouldn't Bob Arum want to put Crawford in Brook? Why not? What's the problem?
Why wouldn't Heyman want to put Crawford? I'm sorry. Why wouldn't Arum want to put Crawford in with
Kell Brook?
Kell Brook. Kell Brook's been begging for that fight. Bob Arum, just so
are you saying
context in case you don't know, Brook's been calling for that fight, right? He's been going to Crawford's fights, asking for the fight. Bob Arum said that Kell Brook is a nobody. That's his.
Well, depends. Depends who Crawford fight next. If he doesn't
too much of a risk, in my opinion. Oh, good.
No, but let's say
what better money fight does he have out there besides Brook?
I'm thinking.
No, that's
not
their fault.
Yeah, he's not.
They can make that fight because Bob Arum just said that he wouldn't put Crawford in there with Pacquiao for Pacquiao's health. So that's
Danny Garcia.
I think Bob Arum gives a fuck about Pacquiao.
No, but like he can't make that move right now because that's bad PR.
But what about Danny Garcia?
Yeah, but that means he has to cross the street. I think that's a great idea. Do it. I mean, he'll beat Danny, right? Unless he gets caught with that left hook and knocked out.
Unless someone's saying that Bob Arum doesn't want to risk a fight with Kell Brook.
Think about it.
I mean,
if
I don't
he
know.
fights Kell Brook, the best strategy is to go to his hometown and beat him up. Because that's when he's going to get the most recognition.
But maybe Bob Arum
hype the Spence fight, right?
I understand.
It's a beautiful fight for Terrence Crawford. You go to the UK, you whoop on Kell Brook better than Spence or comparably, right? It gets people hyped up. It's a beautiful fight. Go make it. Why not?
Get some UK fans as well.
Yes, that's a good point, guys. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna be Bob Arum. Who's interested in Kell Brook anymore? What has Kell Brook done? I mean, but hold on, but it's true though. Kell Brook has.
I think Precise is saying that. I think Precise is saying that we're not gonna get there with the Amir Khans of the division, right? I mean, this.
I
needs to step it up. Mandatories aside, he needs to take up the pace.
Kell Brook hasn't had a fight at welterweight since 2017.
Also, I was thinking about that. Can he even make 147? He claims he can.
So you put the two of them on the same card at welterweight. Brook fights a scrub or whatever. You put them on the same card. You promote the fight, and it's a decent fight. It's better than anything else he's been doing. What you telling me?
He's about to fight his mandatory. He's about to fight his mandatory. Let's not forget, Kell Brook had a struggle with a fucking stripper from Australia and Michael Zafira in his life.
But McGregor, the point is,
but he's
the point is, he's trying to get his name out. Yeah, Brook's popular in his town.
Oh my God, Sheffield? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, they go to the UK.
In the UK.
You're talking about his
Why
London.
Not? Get you some UK fans on the board. Why not?
Who gives a fuck? I mean, I'm sorry, but apology. This is not a fight at the O2 Arena or something like that. What were you gonna fight at Sheffield?
So so what? Beat the shit out of him better than Spence. Build that fight up. Get some Sheffield fans. What's the problem? I don't understand. He has any better options?
Give that to him in Sheffield.
Well, do it better then. Like, what other options does
that's the whole
Crawford
point.
have?
What other options does he? Who is he gonna fight?
All right.
Who's better than
How
Brooke?
do we know? This is
And
speculation
reasonable.
also. It's speculation. And this is they tried to make this fight before. Maybe they're gonna like Danny Garcia against Crawford. Maybe this time Danny Garcia will accept the money that was offered like before in the
I would
first.
prefer that fight. I just don't think it's there for him.
I don't think the numbers are there pay-per-view wise.
Because Heyman. That's why. Because of Heyman.
Heyman's gonna use Danny Garcia to build somebody up to build spin.
All right. So let's say Crawford can't fight anybody from the PBC. So
not right now.
No, let's say okay. Let's for sake of argument. There's nobody else?
Yeah, let me ask you
I
guys.
agree with you, Bucho. The Garcia fight's dangerous because Garcia can throw that lead.
I never said that.
Left hand like a right hand. You know, he's kind of like a foul that's naturally like a left-hander, power puncher. The way he throws that that overhand left like a right hand, and that's at 147. But another guy that you're mentioning, but it's not going to happen. And you're gonna call me like a fanboy for the freaking Mexicans. It's Ramirez.
He's gonna say Ramirez. But he should fight Ramirez. He should fight him in California, in Fresno, in front of he sells out Fresno. Go over there and beat him up in Fresno.
And not only because he's a unified champion, and the division is stronger than to where Terrence Crawford fought, because McGregor, he's a very good balanced puncher to where he can hit you hard with two hands. He's not the hardest hitter. But you notice that the hardest punch that Ramirez throws is that lead left hook.
Look, I'm not good with. I know what he brings and stuff like that, but I'm gonna be really
but the
honest,
reason
man.
But that Crawford is he's a switch hitter. That's where if he shows him a different look, Ramirez can hit with both hands.
Why should he fight a small guy? Why should he fight a small guy?
We're just speaking hypothetically because then these fights are gonna happen.
We're talking about money.
Not even in the division.
No, but precise. I understand, but we're looking at it from
To
Bob
get his
Arum's
name
perspective.
out there,
Yeah, the money. Obviously, he shouldn't be fighting smaller men.
For Bob Arum to say that Brooke is a nobody when you just fought Amir Khan, that tells me that he's afraid of Kell Brook, and that's worrying. If you don't, why wouldn't you take that fight? Brooke has more of a name recognition than anybody else you could fight at this point. He wants to fight. It builds the Spence fight. Like, I'm not talking about competitively. I'm just talking about building your fighter. That's a good fight, and they don't want it. Like they're not.
I just think he's damaged goods, precise.
But that's not
I'll be honest, man. When it comes to Kell Brook is the dude who never got the Amir. That's what he's known as now.
He was always going to be the bigger guy against Amir Khan.
But guys, what I'm saying is he outside of that fight in the UK, he's not actually that popular. Really, he's really not. Like, the only time he really did a good audience as such was when other people came in.
Yeah,
that's what.
How would you guys build him up then? If he doesn't take the fight in Sheffield, how would you build up Crawford?
Man, I don't know how to build up that dude. Me personally, I'd have him have a gun and go to a McEllerman thing and put a gun to his head as a joke. That's what I'd do.
Geez. So
like,
that's
I'd have him do
the
most
point.
dumbass stuff in the world just to build him, because realistically, in the ring, it doesn't matter who the fighting. Nobody's really gonna give a shit because they don't know who the fuck he is.
You know what? Maybe Keith Thurman, because he might be expendable now. Maybe Al will send Keith Thurman. You know what I mean?
No, we said outside of PBC, even if he's expendable, we're just...
Yeah, you're right. Because Danny Garcia?
Okay, well then... Look, the first guy outside of the PBC on... Gonzalo, hold on. The first guy outside of the PBC in the rankings on BoxRec is Kudratillo Abdukhorov. Okay, so fight that guy.
That guy's real. He's good.
Yeah, he exists. I mean, this is basically what it is. PBC got the division on lock, and Crawford is asked out.
Well, Crawford, it was his decision to renew with Bob Arum.
Eddie Hearn saying that they're trying to put together a fight for Brooke in November or December. Hasn't retired, as many believe to be the case. He's back in training, looking to get back in the thick of things.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna put Kell Brook with Munguia at some point. Fight on the zone.
Yeah, probably.
when.
What about Virgil Ortiz Jr.?
He's too early.
Yeah, no.
Too early, man.
No way.
You can't build a name on Virgil Ortiz. Like it has to be Brooke or Garcia.
What about Josh Kelly?
Josh Kelly, that's when I was going to interrupt you right now, Precise. And you say, hold on a minute, with all due respect. I was going to say that. Josh Kelly, but then again, he's a 140-pounder.
Look, I'll just say this, yeah?
He's at
Kelly would
147.
get one shot by Virgil, never mind Crawford. That dude's terrible. He pisses me off.
He is.
He's trying to be Roy Jones, and while he's trying to do that shit, he's looking like he's having a seizure. This dude lost to Ray Robinson. He got a robbery draw on a matchroom card against Ray Robinson.
Get Bradley out of retirement.
He has enough fans. Do you think he has enough fans for Crawford to build his name?
Not really, mate. Not really, because like he has a bit of a small casual fan base in the UK. Started to get smaller, and people who were trying to build in Newcastle, he got booed. He got booed in Newcastle.
By the way, corruption in boxing in the chat is saying Precise is absolutely spot on, whilst the rest are totally missing the point. I guess he's saying that Bob Arum fears Kell Brook. I also want to say, why don't they get Timothy Bradley out of retirement? He's on ESPN. He works with ESPN.
Someone call the hood. Someone call the hood and tell me we need AB.
You won't get the credit. You'll be like, oh, you're picking on Tim Bradley, the retired brain damage guy.
Honestly,
who's this Rasputin guy that everybody keeps talking about?
Yeah, Adrian Bronner, it's true. Pete, that's a good point. No, it's a good fight, man.
He sells. Adrian Bronner sells.
Watch. It might take a year or two, but they're gonna feed him Teofimo. Watch. It's Crawford.
Nah.
I just have this bad.
Why?
That's not gonna happen.
No.
Teofimo's gonna get starched by Comey, and then he's gonna go aggressive and end up in a mental killing himself. 40.
Yeah. Chris Algieri.
We're really grasping at straws here, man.
Wait. Isn't Austin Trout coming back or going down to 140?
Are you sure?
What? Yeah, Closet. Why not? Did he win his last fight or something?
He's gonna look like Chris Bird when Chris Bird went to 175. Remember?
Crawford's fucked.
Fuck, bring Mosley back from retirement.
Oh no.
Colasso. Boyasso. Whatever.
Who's Rasputin that everybody keeps talking about? Well, some people.
What did you say, Gonzalo?
Rasputin.
Who's that?
Rasputin, not Rasputin, bro. Rasputin. He's mandatory for the.
Just imagine Lomachenko, but really, really sloppy, and then you get Rasputin.
Rasputin is like, I think he's 14 and now. Russian.
Like, yeah, he tries to do Lomachenko, but he's like really sloppy. He's a good fighter, but he needs to tighten up his punches.
Anyways, guys, we're gonna have to end the show. I just noticed it's been 3 hours and 30 minutes. So, thank you for joining us. There will be a show tomorrow, post-fight Lomachenko. So stay tuned for that. Post-fight Lomachenko tomorrow. Alright, thank you for joining us, guys. Take care. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. Triple JJ, Sin, Seamus Carey, Overhand, The Punisher, Hawker Mustang, who's Isabel, Lees, Box, Bay Area Boxing, and all the callers. Thank you for calling in. Hope to see you tomorrow. Alright, guys. Take care.
Peace, fellas.
Don't forget to check out our Discord page, guys. The link is in the description. Also, the new merchandise that you can see here, the I Am a Boxing Junkie merchandise. Don't miss that. Alright, guys. Take care.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Disappointed in everyone.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in everyone.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He's just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing. Lomito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.